Good morning, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of NDB Media's Sports Talk with the Guys, home of the Monday Morning Quarterbacks on Saturday. And yes, glorious morning. Thank you for tuning in. Today is July 17th, 2021. Of course, I'm the scorekeeper, and we are live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. We're also on All Tower Media, so we are eternally grateful. And it's a glorious morning. Last night, I had the thrill of being a co-host on Spoilercast. A lot of fun with Matt Roper. And the old man in me kept calling him Josh. It's embarrassing. And both live and even in the after program. I think I needed a hit of a cup of Joe. I certainly know what that is. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's a McCaff. Yeah, that's right. We went with a different flavor this time. So, really good stuff. Really excited. A lot of stuff going on in the world of sports. And as you know, we're going to get to it. Forgot to even do my intro, which I always do. The Monday Morning Quarterbacks are live on Saturday morning. As you know, no one is safe while we troll the digital airwaves. Join us as we discuss the latest news in the world of sports and review the events of the past week. No fantasy sports here. We keep it real. And you need to remember, we kill brain cells. You've been warned. As such, we just might be the purveyors of the zombie apocalypse. You have been warned. As you know, we are repetitive and redundant. We have no peers, and we are the internet's ongoing traffic wreck. So thank you for joining us once again. Let us know who you are and where you hail from. We already have quite a few people watching us this morning. Don't forget, get 30 likes. We will be giving out a $5 card for Amazon. So, like I said, let's get to it, baby. A lot of stuff going on. Let's see if we can get our website in there. Yes, ndbmedia.net, where we have usually all of our stuff going on right there. So, we're going to get to our usual shtick, I should say. It is 6:02 a.m., 65 degrees right now. There is a 2% chance of rain. Wow. All right. Hey, whatever. We're going to get to a high of 91 and an overnight low of 68 degrees. So we're right in that zone right now. Humidity is 85%. Yeah, I felt it this morning. Pressure is 29.92 inches. Visibility is 10 miles. The wind is going towards the east a little bit, about 1 mile per hour. Dew point is 60 degrees. UV index, of course, at this hour is 0 of 10. And the moon phase, we are in a waxing gibbous. So it's going to be hot today, but there's going to be a chance of rain. Sunday, there's actually going to be a 7% chance of rain in my area in July. It's rained in July many times, but it's just so rare and it's been so hot. I'll take the rain. I don't want to water. As a matter of fact, I won't be watering because there is a 7% chance of rain tomorrow. Wow. But remember, for those of you that know and don't know, when they're talking about 7% chance of rain, they're really talking about the amount of water that's in the atmosphere. So it's not necessarily a probability. It's because of how much water there is. I always said it was the other way around, but when I got into geography, I learned that stuff, which is really kind of cool. So that's your geography tip of the day. Today in history, a lot of stuff going on. Actually, today is the 17th. Oh, did I get it wrong? No, here we go. July 17th. This is just recent stuff. Oh, I'm not going to go over that one. Back in 2011, this one I am, but the other one I had to do with the ESPY Awards. We don't follow the ESPY Awards right here. Ever since they blew it, yeah, you know how I feel about it. The ESPY Awards are just absolutely fake, and it's just disappointing. It was obvious, and I'm relitigating it. I don't want to, but it's quite obvious who should have won that year. And to give it to, well, okay. In 2018, or I'm sorry, back in 2011, the British Open Men's Golf, Royal St. George's Golf Course, Darren Clark of Northern Ireland claims his only major title, wins by 3 strokes from American pair Dustin Johnson and Phil Mickelson. Back in 2018, Bloomberg estimates NFL made $14 billion in revenue in 2017, distributing a record $8.1 billion to the league's 32 teams, or $255 million each. Back in 2018, the 89th Major League Baseball All-Star Game at Nationals Park, Washington, D.C., the American League beats the National League 8-6. The teams combining for a record 10 home runs, accounting for 13 of the 14 total runs. I remember that one. That was a lot of activity. I was actually handling business. I should have, my calendar should have blocked it out. I didn't. So I had the game on as I'm in studio right now. ESPN Outside the Line is talking about Game 5. So it's going to be Game 5, Bucks versus the Suns, 9 p.m. Eastern on ABC. The series is tied 2-2. What a series. So good stuff. It's now basically a 3-game series at this point, as they stated earlier, and I'm just repeating it. So a few bits in baseball history. Right now, back in 1936, New York Giants future Baseball Hall of Famer pitcher Carl Hubbell begins his Major League record 24-game winning streak, beating the Pirates 6-0 at Forest Field. And on this day as well, in 1941, New York Yankee Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak ends in Cleveland in 1941. Good morning, Dream, and good morning, Speedy. How are you guys? I mean, at the exact, both clicked in about 2.157 seconds apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it is. Good morning, Dream. What's going on?
Good morning. I believe it was 2.56 seconds, but that's just nitpicking.
I was doing a dead reckoning, but that might be more of a naval term than anything else. But Dream, I want to thank you once again. You've clothed me. I know. I just had to say that this early in the morning and ruin any impression anyone had of you. But I don't want to use this all the time, but I do have the number 51, and it's really exciting. Bernie Williams, I'm wearing it, so really good stuff. And Speedy just went silent. What happened, Speedy?
He's silent. He can't tell you.
Yeah, he muted himself. You okay there, pal? There he is. He's back. What's going on, Speedy?
Yeah, I just had to mute myself, just to open this,
Oh, okay.
I didn't want that going through the audio because I know
So. Everybody would just think you're drinking beer. That's it.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. At 8 in the morning, or 6 in the morning for you.
Yeah, 6 in the morning. What time are you still in? What are you like? You trying to pretend like you're in Canada or something?
Well, no, he's in Nolans.
Yeah. It's 8 o'clock for me, but 6 for you.
Yeah,
right. Hey, Dream, thank you for joining us yesterday on Spoilercast. It was a lot of fun. It was embarrassing because I kept calling Matt Josh. Oh my God. Oh, he died. After the program, I spoke to him, and I did like another 4 times. Dude, I wanted to die. It was embarrassing. But Spoilercast was fun. I know that Matt suggests that these episodes are going to be about 30 minutes long. He doesn't know any of us, does he?
Apparently not. I think it's just when it's him and Josh, they just power through what they want to talk to. Because I think they're used to doing like more of the pre-recorded stuff, maybe.
Yes.
So their content is very just rolling off each other, not having a lot of extra hosts, not having a lot of extra side comments and stupidity that we like to enjoy. So it's very to the point. But, it's
so in
fun.
other words, they're professional.
No. We just know how to have a fun time.
We swaddle and swallow ourselves in stupidity. That's who we are right here.
Yep, we're redundant and repetitive.
Yep, no doubt about it. Gentlemen, here you go. It's called Absolute Rest. Madam, your husband must have absolute rest. Well, doctor, he won't listen to me. Ah, a very good beginning, madam. A very good beginning. Oh,
Wow.
come on. That was funny.
Wow.
That was funny. Okay,
All right, I got one for you.
go.
So, husband and wife are going to the doctor. Husband's been feeling really bad, really just on the end of the line, pretty much, is how he's been feeling. And goes in for his exam, and the doctor comes out and he starts to talk to the wife. He's like, well, he's in a really bad spot. Um, he may not have much time, but there are some things you can do to help, and long or to make his time here a little bit more pleasant and a little bit longer. It's like, okay, well, what can I do? He's been with me for 25 years plus, and we've had a great life, and we need to, I want to do everything I can for him. It's like, well, the first thing you got to do is you got to stop nagging him. There's, he needs as little stress as possible. Um, just whatever you do, try to make it easy for him. You got to, cook him food, cook his breakfast, breakfast in bed, as much bed rest as possible, all his meals in bed. He can't go to work anymore. If his muscles are kind of deteriorating a little bit, so, massages every day would help him out. If he likes to watch sports, let him watch sports all the time. Just as little stress and as little activity as possible. And you could maximize his lifespan at least another year or two. And she's like, I see. He goes, well, do you have any other questions for me? She goes, yes. Do you have a number for a good funeral director?
All right. Mine was a little more positive, but hey, whatever. That was good, Dream. I appreciate that. Folks, I just did receive a message about 1 minute ago from the big dog saying he'll be here in 5 minutes.
Okay, so I could leave in 5 minutes.
Oh, no, 4, actually. Whoa. Siri is on my phone now playing that game. Wow. I'm getting tired of Siri. She's nosy.
Big Brother's listening.
Oh, big wench is listening. But anyway, it's all good. All good in the hood, so they say. We do have a lot of stuff we're going to be getting to in just a moment. I want to go over some of the items that on calendar. Of course, this weekend going on, the NHRA Dodge Mile High is going on today through the 16th through the 18th. In Formula One, Great Britain is this weekend. Good stuff going on right now. In the land down under, of course, Australia men lost to the West Indies by 16 runs. Bummer. And in National Rugby League in round 18, the Eels 26-8 over the Titans. The Sea Eagles 32-18 over the Dragons. I'm sorry, to the Dragons 18. The Roosters 34, Cowboys 18. It happens, folks. It's an alternate reality. The Cowboys suck down there too. In full time, the Raiders 34, Sharks 18. The Storm 48, the Knights 4. And tonight at 8:50 p.m. local time here in Southern California, the Warriors visit the Panthers. At 11:05 p.m., the Broncos visit the West's Tigers. And to round out round 18, tomorrow at 1:15 a.m. Pacific time, the Rabbitohs visit the Bulldogs. So
if
that's,
you're a Raiders fan, just switch to rugby.
yeah. Well, this week. I think they generally suck down there too, for lack of a better word. They're just not doing
it's
well.
Australia, right?
Yeah.
So it's not they sucked. It's they suck, mate.
Oh, hi, lad. Yep, they do. You're right. As a matter of fact, the Raiders are 7-10.
7-10.
Yeah, 7
That's
and 10.
still better than our Raiders.
Yeah. But they're in 9th out of 16, so they're just on the outside looking in, folks. So, but their sports bet is pretty good. They're expecting them to win this next game, but we'll see. But that's the National Rugby League. Just very quickly in PGA, Luis Oosthuizen is -11. Colin Morikawa is -9, and Jordan Spieth -8. Dylan Fratelli -7, and Dustin Johnson -7. And that's at the Royal St. George's Golf Course in Sandwich, United Kingdom. I wish I could have me a sandwich, but it's a little too early for that. Over in LPGA.
Never too early for a sandwich.
Yeah, it's always too early when you have to make it on your own. At the Midland Country Club in Midland.
Baby.
Oh, yes, I'm a bored baby because I've been spoiled for so many years. At the Dow Great Lakes Bay International, Sawanapura is -15. Oh, and Clanton. So they're doing the doubles right now. And on Akurin, Asok is also -15. Shikanda and Reed -14. Kim and Noe are -13. And Lee and her are -13. So there we go. And finally, in the Corn Ferry Tour, Eric Barnes -15, Jared Wolf -13, Max Greyersman -13, Charlie Saxon, and Andrew Novak are -12. So that was a quick update in the PGA, and really exciting stuff right now. I went over the calendar. I want to go over the the NDB Media calendar just very quickly. As you know, tonight DA Verse will be on at 7 p.m. Tomorrow, Jedi Tax Online will be on at 8 p.m. On Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, all times are Pacific. At 7 p.m., it'll be The Nightmare Hunter. On radio, it'll be Fandom Access at 7 p.m. On Wednesday, Travel Talk will be on at 4. And then at 8 p.m., we will have the Rock and Roll Shrink based out of Miami. And then on Thursday, it's Travel Itch Radio at 5 p.m. Pacific time, also on Blog Talk Radio. So I guess during the week, our radio programs are on, and the video guys go crazy all other times. So we're on radio and TV, or both on internet. Go figure. Well, alrighty. Matt, what would you like to get to real quick? Because we do have a lot of big news to talk about right now. What do you want to get to, Matt?
Well, yes, because since I don't have a lot of time today, but last night after SmackDown went off the air, the very first story that Channel 2 up here in the Bay Area ran was that the A's and the City of Oakland once again said they do not come to terms with the agreement because the city wants them to move to Howard Terminal. The A's are saying, why don't we just, go half and half, like 50-50 on rebuilding the stadium we already have, because we obviously are trying to work with you in not leaving like another team, which they didn't want us to name, but we know who that is. So
Raiders. Oh, I'm sorry.
Traders.
I'm sorry, Speedy.
yeah,
I'm not.
yeah, and we know you're not, Dream. We definitely know you're not. So, but yeah, I think the owners have a good point. I mean, like I said 2 weeks ago, why can't the city go 50-50 and meet them halfway to get the actual facility at least somewhat remodeled? I mean, I tell you, last time we went there when my dad was alive years ago, when I went to an A's Giants game and I was the only Giants fan there. I could have gotten killed, but I didn't. I'm still alive today.
We are thankful for that.
Yes, we are.
But the bathrooms are terrible. There's water leakage from different parts of the park inside the stadium, so you have to kind of be careful where you sit. I mean, that's not really fan appealing.
Well, I have my theory on why they don't go half and half, if I may. without interrupting or causing a heart attack. I'm thinking they don't do that for the sole reason that they don't want to get shit done. That's it. They're not trying to make anything be happening for anybody. They're literally just trying to drag this out as long as possible until they leave. That's it. I don't think there's any misconceptions as far as what they're trying to do. I mean, they've made their comments about, it's better used as low-income housing and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm thinking they're just trying to break ties, but nobody wants to be the one to break up with the other one. Like, it's like one of those relationships, where nobody's happy and nobody wants to be the one to be the bad guy and leave. They just want to just stretch it out and live in misery together for as long as possible until it just crumbles.
Whoa, are we talking baseball or are we talking relationships? That was struck a little too close to home, dude.
I was going to say the same thing.
What the hell? That should have been my line. Should have been.
I'm just saying. I'm
just saying.
If the shoe fits.
Yeah.
I always like to say, you know what? If the shoe fits and showed up your ass.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, by the way, I actually went shopping. I actually like these shoes. I went to Costco, and I've been looking for the Skechers ones for a while, and I actually like these.
Nice.
They have the fake shoelaces now. This is the way the shoes are coming. People are
not a sponsor. Not a sponsor.
Yeah, we're not, but I'm really liking them because they're really easy to get into, and so obviously this would be a okay. I won't say it, but I did get these shoes and weren't too bad from Costco, and I am really liking them. But anyway, going back to the topic about an old shoe, I did post right now to follow up on Matt's comments from the Los Angeles Times of all places. A's president flat out rejects the Oakland ballpark proposal. On the day the city of Oakland released its long-awaited proposal for a waterfront ballpark and surrounding neighborhood, the team that would play there offered a dramatic and stunning rebuke. No deal. So, the Oakland City Council is scheduled to vote on the proposal on Tuesday, but the Oakland Athletics and Major League Baseball insisted on a Tuesday vote, but as A's president Caval said the team would not agree to that proposal. If the council voted yes on that, it will be yes on that term sheet. But it really would be a no on that project. So they've stated the A's have now explored relocation to Las Vegas in the absence of agreement between the A's and the city next week, according to KGMO Radio. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred warned Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf that the A's could be authorized to start considering 6 additional cities, including Portland, Oregon, and 2 in Canada.
Nope.
Dream's like, nope, we don't want the A's here.
Nope.
Well, as a matter of fact, I believe in COVID-19 news, Toronto has been authorized to return to Canada as early as July 30th. So if Toronto returns and the Oakland Athletics go to Canada, well, then we'll have 2 Canadian teams once again. And there might actually be a third going back to Montreal. There has been talk in Major League Baseball circles about having another team in Montreal. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, Oakland's going to vote on this on Tuesday, and Major League Baseball already said no. Now, the A's have asked for quite a bit of financing, but this is a huge $14 billion investment, folks. So, I guess we'll have to see what's going to happen. But I thank you, Matt, for bringing that one. The vote is going to be this Tuesday. But Oakland just now put out the design of what they wanted. That's what we've been talking about for years now, that they've been delaying this. And 4 days before the vote, okay, maybe 5 days, the plan goes live. Yeah, come on, folks. Come on, get out of here. So we'll see. I was surprised, Matt, on the information that you provided that the Oakland Athletics want the Oakland Coliseum rebuilt. To what extent, Matt? Do they just want it fixed or torn down and rebuilt?
It sounded the way they did it last night on the news that when I watched it after SmackDown, sounded like the owners were saying, let's get this half rebuilt at least, somewhat decent, because it's like what I'm saying. I mean, when my sisters were here for that game a few years ago, which is like 10 years ago now, they couldn't even stand the smell of the bathroom. Me and my dad had the same problem in the men's bathroom. Actually, the men's bathroom at the Oakland Coliseum is flooded, and I went, see, that's why it's better to be a Giants fan. We don't have that problem in San Francisco bathrooms.
No, all the stinking is left on the field.
Oh,
you wanted to do that, huh, Dream?
He did. He didn't even ask for permission. Now, very quickly, I do want to say I went to a Dodger game on Friday, and I've commented about the condition of Dodger Stadium, that even when the last ownership group purchased them, the condition of the stadium, it was in need of help. But I stood up we were in the top deck, and I have to give it to Dodgers management. Not only have they been reinvesting on the team, in the team, around the team, they now have the path completed. It's been completed for a year or two now, where you can walk around the entire stadium. You can get to the pavilion. Looks really nice. The center field deal is really nice to go out there. The elevators, the escalators. There's more escalators now, which is kind of interesting. And believe it or not, when I walked in the restrooms, I was surprised. They were new, they were clean, and they didn't smell. And I remember the trough at Dodger Stadium, all the bathrooms. Yeah, it was just a long trough. You just line up, do your business, and get on out. It wasn't bad, but I did notice distinctly that there was no odor in the restrooms. Everything was new and clean. And when I was seated during the game, I was noticing that on the cement, because it's a concrete stadium, that the cracks, they were filled in. The material was filled in. So the steps, there were some places where the steps were actually uneven, almost dangerous. But the stadium, damn them. I got to give it to the group. They were spending money to really make that place nice.
I will say this about the bathrooms over at Dodger Stadium before I have to jump out. I was very impressed. They worked some kind of magic there, because no matter how long the lines were to get to the trough or the stalls or whatever, there was never a line at the sinks.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've had that problem at Giant Stadium, where it's like, well, everybody needs to use the urinals, but nobody needs to use the sink, so the sinks are free. There's really nobody there.
Yeah.
You're right, gentlemen. After I did my business on Friday, I was able to go right up to the sinks as well. Whatever the Dodgers are doing, the line system works. It is.
Magic.
And speaking of magic, as I was going to say nice earlier, now magic, what a great segue to the man, the myth, the one who is the big dog. Good morning, big dog. How are you?
I am doing just fine. How are you three gentlemen doing?
Good. Dream's trying to pretend like he's not here because he doesn't want to be here with you. So that's why
I was running a little late, so I have to get back and open the doors and stuff for the restaurant. But I'm going to try to be back a little bit later.
All right, Stud Muffin, you have to.
Well, he is studly, almost English in his dress. You guys can see it right there clearly. We're going to go to a full view on that. Mr. Stud Muffin right there. And by the way, Dream, again, July 14th, happiest birthdays, dude. Happiest birthdays. And by the way, happiest birthdays. So he's really, really good. I don't know why, but that's the way my father used to say it. So I guess.
Hey, I'll take it. I'd rather have his happy birthday than him damning me.
He was good at that. That's right.
Hold on. Dream, but before you go, did you, now that Scorekeeper put that that picture up on full screen so we could all see it. You didn't happen to go buy that at Men's Warehouse, did you?
No, my wife actually ordered it for me. We're doing like a Halloween party thing coming up this year, and she wants to dress up as like Peaky Blinders. I don't know if you've seen the show.
Yes, I have.
That's kind of the inspiration for the suit, and she went above and beyond and got me that for my birthday. She got me a real nice pocket watch and some, a nice tie and all sorts of stuff. I'm not wearing that. I was just trying the suit on, and she snapped a picture for me, and I was like, oh my God, I like it. I like it a lot.
Studley,
Okay,
I
good,
love
good.
the Derby. I had a great Derby. A lot of people remember that one. And then my goddaughter purchased the one that I had for the longest time as the black one. I still have them both. And I now purchased another gray Derby, which I have, and I just haven't worn it all that often. Who knows? Maybe I'll whip it out during today's program.
Oh, well, I will check on that later, but I got to get going, guys.
Hey, thank you,
man.
Dream.
I'll try to catch up with you in a little while.
Way to go, Studley. All kidding aside, that really looks sharp, and you look sharp in it too, dude. You make the suit. You make the suit.
Thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate it. So hopefully we'll have Dream joining us shortly. And again, the big dog, good morning. Thank you for joining us, Speedy. Folks, we were talking about the news that happened in Oakland, but we still have quite a bit more news to go over. I already attached the link to that article right there on the troubles that flat out is happening in Oakland. And we'll see what's going to happen moving forward. It looks like this vote that's going to happen on Tuesday, which I don't think is going to happen after all. I think they're going to table it. So, and the only reason why we know is due to the Brown Act here in Southern California, that you have to give 48-hour notice of the agenda and items that are going to be handled. So they got the final report in and then right away said, we're going to vote on it on Tuesday. It's going to be a no confidence vote. If the city council does it, votes for it, knowing that Oakland has already said, the Athletics have already said that it's not going to happen, it's a political action at this point. It does show that Oakland wants to have it done, the city, but if there's no deal, I don't know. I guess they have to get through it. So we were talking about that, Big Dog, just before you joined us, about the happenings that have been going on with the Oakland baseball team just above. Did you want to join in on that one, Big Dog? You want to comment?
Actually, I just wanted to comment if you have appointments or something important today or tomorrow to do.
I believe I kept it clear, Big Dog.
I'm only asking because you shaved and you got a haircut. And I didn't recognize that. It took me a couple minutes because I was like, "What the hell is different about Roger?" And then went, "Oh, he cleaned up."
I cleaned up Thursday night, and I talked about this on Spoiler Cast yesterday with Matt Roper, who I kept calling Josh during the program, which was embarrassing. But I commented that I went to go and see the movie. What was it?
A Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. He knows even more than I do. A Quiet Place.
You were
and
in
I was going alone.
Yeah, you were all by yourself in a quiet place. Quiet Place
Yes.
in a quiet place. How was
Good
it?
morning, Tanya. Thank you for that one. I'm glad you found that one funny. So Tanya is there. Yes.
Tanya Mercado?
Yes, the professional in our universe of professionals broadcasting. Yeah,
The real
so
sportscaster.
Yeah, producer extraordinaire, the one who's living her dream.
Yes, she is.
Oh man, I am fortunate. This is the only way I get to brag. Is her first episode was here in the NDB Media Network, but it was obvious that she was overqualified and way too talented. I remember her first program. I remember her protestations of being so nervous. Yes,
she was so nervous. She was so nervous.
Delivered.
Oh,
the post office can't brag.
And she must be very, very proud this week because of course, that her fellow Met won the home run derby for the second year in a row, I believe, or the second All-Star game in a row.
I think I think she's or Mr. Alonso is the third back-to-back winner in the All-Star game. We do too, Tanya. I mean, we were thrilled to have you a part of the network, and dare I say, I believe you still are on the network. You never left, and you're just on hiatus. As we say, real life intercedes. So, Big Dog, the reason why I shaved and everything that I did was because I went to the theater alone. So, oh yeah, there it is. Woohoo! Pete Alonso, back-to-back years. Definitely awesome. And I'm sorry that the National League did not win, Tanya. I'm an American leaguer, so I went for them. But I was looking for a good game, and it was a good game. I was really happy with that. I talked about the one that happened several years ago at Nationals Park, how of all the runs, all of them were via homer except for one. And then they set a record of how many home runs. I think it were like 12 or 14 home runs.
She's like, yeah.
Yep, it is. But it's really awesome. We do consider ourselves privileged. We don't throw your name around often, Tanya, but whenever we're desperate, yeah, we do. We're like, yeah, Tanya Mercado was on the network. So,
That's right.
Yeah, which is every week. So it's really fun, and we're thrilled and flattered that you still spend some time with us on a Saturday morning. I'm not sure. Usually you're on your way somewhere, and you always sneak in a few minutes. What is on your agenda? Yeah, what are you doing, Tanya? So I'm sure she'll tell us in a moment. Who knows? Maybe she'll join us one of these days. I'm gonna. Ooh, you know what? I need to include her on the Facebook group. Bad boy. I don't. Wait a minute. I think she is in the group.
If she comes on, we're in trouble because I don't know if we're professional enough for her.
I know. We'll be dragging her down.
Well, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, she's definitely in the NDB Media host page now. Greeting card designs, in-law birthday celebration.
Oh, that's right.
Stuff going on right now. Oh gosh, Tarna, I need the link for your greeting cards. You've been doing this for a few years now, and it's absolutely awesome. And
very nice too.
Yeah, oh yeah, that too. Would you give us a link, Tanya? That would be awesome. And Tanya, if you would give us, if you would record a commercial for this, that would be neat. I'd love to play it on. It doesn't need to be a video commercial, but if you want to show off your wares, that would be cool. And you know the drill. 30-second stuff. Oh, thanks. I can definitely send you the link. So yes, please do so. But filming a commercial would be really awesome. That way you can show off some of your stuff and we can play it regularly. Not only on this program, but on all the others as well. So, yeah, dude, that would be fun. It would really be a good stuff to be able to show right here because she's really doing well on that. Your creativity, Tanya, I say this straight up, I'm not surprised. You have that skill. So, that is cool. Okay, fair enough. Sounds good. Oh, she can use the equipment at work. Ah, she may be joining us. That'll be good. So we'll do it, and we'll definitely work around your schedule, Tanya. So if it's later on in the day or some others, we'll gladly do it. And in the same manner that Tanya spends time with us, I consider that charity because she spends time with us. It's her charitable act. I don't know if you guys heard this, but Shohei Ohtani, from his home run derby earnings, he shared it with the Angels support staff. Apparently,
Yes.
all $150,000.
Evidently he shared it with. They said it was about 30 Angel staff members. So essentially, everybody got about $5,000 a person. Very nice of him to do something like that.
Yeah, clearly, folks, and it's really neat. Over here, it's the report is clubhouse staff, trainers,
Yes.
and members of the media relations department. Now, folks, as we know, the people that earn the big bucks in the whole thing are the owners, the VPs, the head of everything. But the workaday Joes, they are workaday Joes. They don't. I'm getting feedback.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, it's Big Dog.
It was
Okay.
only for a second.
Listening to
belly.
YouTube while
Quit your
looking at
belly
YouTube
aching,
while the
both
show
of
is
you. It
going
was only
on.
for a second. I was
There's
clearing
three,
up my
but that's
Facebook,
okay.
clearing up my Facebook posts.
As you know, besides becoming the first Japanese player to participate in the home run derby, Otani was the first one in All-Star history to be selected as both a pitcher and a hitter. He threw a perfect first inning and was 0 for 2 in the AL's 5-2 victory on Tuesday. Of course, as you know, Otani was the top seed in Monday's derby, but was eliminated in the first round after he lost a swing-off to Washington's Juan Soto. As we mentioned earlier, Pete Alonso, the New York Mets, won the derby and took the $1 million prize. Baltimore's Trey Mancini was second and took home $500,000.
And then after the game, went to a bar to celebrate and almost got and was trying to get kicked out by the owner. Don't know the details as to why the owner and a couple of the people in the customers wanted him gone, but they was on Instagram and you could hear them saying "Get the f out," and he's just kind of standing there sipping like he's in shock that they're kicking him out. It was only a quick like 15-second clip, but it's out there, so I don't know what the.
Dude, don't you know what I won tonight? I won the home run derby.
Yeah, but
Of course,
maybe.
Tanya says because they were closing for the night and he didn't want to leave.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yes, but still, they were closing. Come on. And they were kicking everyone out.
Okay.
But he's saying, dude, I won the derby. Come on, man.
Okay, because at first it kind of sounded like something that I saw on Cops years ago, on the reality TV show Cops, where they were in Florida and they were like, well, we got a call to go kick out some guy from a bar and he's causing a nuisance. And they didn't know who they were actually coming up to, and they were like, well, sir, you got to put your hand behind your back or under arrest. And he goes, What are you guys doing? What do you think you're doing? It's because I'm black. And they go, yeah, kind of. They said that on camera.
Oh, damn.
If you go on YouTube and you watch that episode, they say that, and he goes, you got any ID? He goes, yeah, of course I got ID. It's in my back pocket. They pull out the ID, and they go, you're so-and-so from the NFL? He goes, yeah, dude, you don't recognize me? That's what I thought the situation was. That's what it sounded like in the beginning. But thank you, Tanya, for clarifying that, because
Yes.
at first, like Big Dog said, like, wait a minute, you don't know who I am? I just won the home run derby. That's why I brought that up. It sounded like that in the beginning.
Well, I was thinking more that they were just angry hometown fans that didn't want, an outsider, so to speak, in their bar. The bar owner might have been a hardcore. Where were they? They were in Colorado.
Yes, Denver.
So it could have been a hardcore Rockies fan, and he didn't want a Met in his bar. But now that Tanya says, "Oh, they were closing, they were kicking everyone," then that makes sense.
That makes more sense now. Yeah.
And it did look bad at first when we first heard about it, but now that the story has come out, it's just, dude, it was time. It was like, go home. It's during the week. And that's what it turned out to be. But, of course, everyone made a big deal of it because right now a lot of stuff is happening in athletics. And we'll get to some of the other stories in a moment. It is... Oh, hi, Big Dog.
Oh, hi, Big Dog.
I was there. I just took the camera off for a second.
I know. We heard it. That's why. Hi, Big Dog. So anyway, to answer your question, Big Dog, I don't exactly have any plans today. So we'll see what's going to happen.
Well, I was just wondering why you were all cleaned up. That's all.
Well, like I said, it was Thursday night, and it was funny because no one was there to see the movie. So
how was the
movie?
movie?
I was gonna joke earlier and say that Look, ladies and gentlemen, I was going to comment on the picture, even though I didn't comment on it, but I was going to. Look, he bought out the entire theater for himself. He paid so much money just to rent the entire theater for himself.
Well, it's funny because I was at Auditorium 3, and it's one of the even smaller ones. It only had like 3 rows up on top, and then you have the main floor, and then you have either 2 rows on the bottom. It was a much smaller theater, but this is the one that has the stadium seating where you can recline and stuff. So it was just one of the smaller theaters I'd ever seen, or auditoriums. But when we went yesterday, my daughter and I went to see the Escape Room Tournament of Champions. I think we were in the same one, but there was a lot more people in that one. I don't know. There was maybe about 15 total, which is surprising because the theaters are still empty. Still. And these are first run movies. I noticed the count for Space Jam. It was 80% of the theater was still open. And I just did a search on all of them looking around theaters. They're still empty. So all I know is that I think Gmo and I made the best decision. We purchased the Regal plan, and I've already gone to 3 movies, and I've done the math, folks. At $14.50 a ticket. Oh my God! I can't believe they're that expensive. I've already spent $43.50 on 3 movies. Had I paid out of pocket, and it would have been double because I would have paid for my daughter. It would have been another $14.50. So I would have spent $73. And right now we're ahead of the game because we've only spent $47 for the month, her and I combined. So we're already scheduled. We're scheduling movies left and right now, so I'm really excited about it. I'm really liking it, and I think Regal made a mistake. So we'll see. But
when you were purchasing the tickets for the year, did you by any chance ask them what if they get closed down again? Does your account get frozen, or does the year still continue happening?
Well, it's what happened last year once they figured out what to do because they didn't want to cancel it, and then they finally did. So if it gets shut down again, yeah, all I have to do, if they don't want to refund the money or suspend it, what they're going to do is they're going to suspend it, Big Dog.
Yeah, okay, that's
They won't give the money back. I mean, I would be able to request it if they shut down operations. Under California law, I'm entitled, so I do know that. And then I can always go to my credit card and say they're charging me for services that they promised and they're not providing. So one way or another, I would get the money back.
No. I know that, and I know you, so I know that part is covered. I was just wondering what they're if you had asked them that. That's all.
No, I did not. No,
just because how it's getting serious again. How we're going back to masks, in about 18 hours. Masks having to be worn
indoors again. Yes.
Yeah, at least in LA County. I don't know about Matt up there if that's happened yet.
Oh, they said it's coming. They said it's coming.
Yeah, for us, for at least for LA County, it's coming tomorrow, or midnight tonight. In LA County, I don't know if Riverside and Orange will follow suit. They probably will. So I assume in a couple of weeks, or probably by another week or two, I'll hear something about Riverside County or Orange County. Yeah, they usually follow suit pretty quickly. So we'll see. So I know everything was up. I think it was Wednesday. They had a 500% increase in positivity tests.
And I believe most of those were of the Delta variant.
Yes, and of all the ones that have been hospitalized because of the Delta variant, I believe they said 95% of those people are all did not get the vaccine.
Yeah. Now, speaking of things related to COVID-19, in distressing news for the New York Yankees, which is disappointing. We know that the only game scheduled for Thursday was postponed between the Yankees and the Red Sox because of, I believe it was 6 New York Yankees that tested positive for COVID-19. And what's rather, and let me finish with my comment, people. What is rather amusing about it is the Yankees were one of the first teams to be 100% inoculated. And now it's like, well, whether or not they had it, they've tested positive. And we know that all-star outfielder Aaron Judge was among 6 Yankee players who tested positive on Thursday, forcing the postponement of their home game. And they're testing regularly. And at the time of the report on Thursday, there was no information. So I'm going to be updating that right now.
Okay, I have Judge. Judge, of course, tested positive in addition to third baseman Gio
Urshela.
Urshela, sorry, and catcher Kyle Higashioka. Yeah,
Higashioka
yep. So they tested positive.
and 3 relievers.
Yes. Relievers Jonathan Luciaga.
It's Losaiga, Nestor Cortez Jr., and Wandy Peralta. They were also confirmed positives.
And didn't you also wasn't it also your third base coach?
That was earlier, and he's a former, I think it was Nevin, but that was earlier in the year.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to verify Nevin. I believe it's Phil Nevin. I'll have to verify that one. Tanya may remember that one if she's still with us right now, because that wasn't that long ago, but it was the third base coach a while ago. Oh, here we go. This is the second outbreak for the Yankees this year, despite the team exceeding the 85% vaccination threshold that allows teams to enjoy relaxed protocols. In May, more than half a dozen Yankees. Yes, thank you, Tanya. Exactly. She remembered the month. Wow. And that's where I'm at right now. In May, more than a half dozen coaches, including pitching coach Matt Blake, third base coach Phil Nevin, and first base coach Reggie Willits, tested positive. Nevin spent 3 weeks in the hospital, but credited being vaccinated was saving him from a worse outcome. These folks were vaccinated, and they still got it. But it doesn't matter. They were able to play yesterday, and the Red Sox did put it to the Yankees 4-0. And as you know, I am not one for making excuses. They're all major league professionals. The Yankees lost, flat out. Boston took it 4-0 on there. So we'll see what's going to happen moving forward. Hopefully other teams do not test positive. Or other players, I should say.
Well, we do have another slight outbreak because I don't know if you saw.
No, I did not.
It said manager Bud Black is sitting out after four Colorado Rockies players were put on the COVID IL. It says Colorado Rockies manager Bud Black, first base coach Ron Gideon, and 4 players were not available for Friday's game against the Dodgers due to COVID-19 reasons. But the club still planned to play. It says right-hander Antonio Sadolera, Yency Almonte, Chasen, and outfielder Jonathan Daza were added to the COVID-19 IL. So they have a bit of an outbreak there.
I really appreciate what Tanya asked. Was the taxi squad playing for the Yankees yesterday? No. I LeMahieu, Stanton, Odor, Sanchez, Torres, Gardner, LeCastro. Those were 7 of the 9. They're major leaguers. They got beat. Thank you for the charity, Tanya, once again. But no, they got beat. Montgomery threw 6 innings. He qualifies for a quality start. 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. In my opinion, that is not a quality start because the ERA comes out of 4.5. That's not a quality start. It basically is 1 run you give up an inning, 1 you don't. 1 yes, 1 no. That's not a quality start, folks. A quality start since we're on it, should be 5 innings, 2 runs or less. 6 innings, 2 runs or less. 7 innings, 3 runs or less. 8 and 9, 3 runs or less. Those are quality starts. So you're just dumbing down, putting the bar. To get a quality start of 6 innings and 3 runs, any pitcher doesn't think that's a quality start. That means he just got away with the one right there. But the Red Sox did take it to him. Rodriguez, 2-hit ball over 5 2/3 innings, struck out 8. And Hoke pitched 3 innings for a save. That's an old-fashioned save, folks. 3 innings or more. And he gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out 3. Hoke did the best. He got his first save of the season. But
that's a quality start.
I would consider that more of a quality start, yes. Definitely. We did get our second like. Good morning, Gridiron Girl. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you for joining us. So, yes, I guess we're going to go over some of the stuff that happened in baseball very quickly. Since we're already on baseball, then we'll get over to football because we do have Mr. Sherman and several others. Mr. Sherman is not the only story in Major League Baseball right now. So, in football, I apologize. So,
Major League Baseball, Richard Sherman, yeah. Excellent goalkeeper.
Right now, I'm going to go over the games. If Big Dog would be ready to go over the standings, if that's possible. But in yesterday's games, Boston 4-0 over the Yankees. Of course, the Phillies 5-2 over the Miami Marlins. And in the second game, the aforementioned Miami team took it to the Phillies 7-0. Pirates 4-1.
Are they still doing 7 innings on doubleheaders?
Yes.
That is so fucking stupid.
Tell us how you really feel, Big Dog.
Yeah, tell us.
Pirates 4-1 over the Mets. And in a Hugosius mathematical equation, the Padres 24, the Nationals 8. That is truly for the 8 runs, folks. Think about this. For the 8 runs that the Nationals scored, every run, the Padres scored 3.
What about the one from, what was it, about a week and a half ago when the Dodgers put it to, I forgot who? Wasn't it 20-1?
Yeah, that's a 21 ratio. I forget the score, but that was a gargantuan blowout as well, yes. I forget the score on that one. We'll find that one out right now. The Blue Jays 10-2 over the Rangers. The Cheaters 11-6 over the Commies. The Rays edged out the Braves 7-6. America's AAA team 9-2 over the Orioles. The A-Holes took it to the Black Sox 7-1. And the aforementioned hated ones 7-2 over the Cardinals.
Wait. You said the Cheaters before and then the A-Holes. I thought they were one and the same.
No, the A-Holes have always been the A-Holes.
The Astros, okay. And who are the Cheaters? I thought the Cheaters were the Astros.
Nope. I've always called the Brewers because of the MVP guy up there.
Oh, that's years ago.
He's still a dick. He never said sorry for what he did, destroyed that guy's career. He's still a cheater. I'm sorry. I've always called him that because that team has that guy. So.
Okay.
Doyers 10, Rockies 4. The Los Angeles Angels of Chavez Ravine lost to the Mariners 6-5. The Cubbies 5-1 over the Diamondbacks, and the Athletics in a wonderful and amazing comeback 5-4 over the Indians. And the doubleheader, the Gemelitos and the Tigres were postponed. So, of course, good morning, Gridiron Girl. Thank you for joining us.
What's up, Gridiron Girl?
And Big Dog, if you have the standings, we'll get to that. Then we'll go over to a little bit of the NFL.
In the American League, in the East, it is Boston at the top of the heap at 56-36. Tampa Bay's in second, a game and a half behind, followed by Toronto, 8 games behind. Then the Yankees, 9 games behind. And the Baltimore Orioles are in last place at 28-62. Wow. In the Central, it is the Chicago White Sox ahead of the Cleveland Indians by 8 games, followed by Detroit, Minnesota, and Kansas City. In the West, it is the A-Holes on the top of the heap, followed by Oakland, 3.5 behind. Then it is Seattle, the Angels, and Texas. In the National League, Tanya's New York Mets are in first place,
Wow, great.
followed by the Phillies, 3 games behind. Then Atlanta, 4 games behind. Then Washington and Miami. In the Central, it is the Milwaukee Brewers. They may be drinking like crazy, but I guess they're still in first. Followed by scorekeeper's second favorite team, 5 games behind. Followed by the Cubs, the St. Louis Cardinals, and then the Pirates. In the West, whoa, Mr. Matt's happy on this one. The Giants are in first place, followed by the Dodgers, 2 games behind. Then it is San Diego, 6 games behind. Then Colorado, and in last place is Arizona, 33.5 games behind. Still a chance.
Although I am a little upset because we don't have Buster Posey because of his thumb injury. He was trying to work out in the bullpen on Thursday night's game, but that didn't happen. He wasn't feeling right, so.
Whoa, did the poor baby? Did the poor baby have a little blister?
No, it was.
No, he's got a very serious thumb injury, big dog.
Well, yeah, I know. I know. I'm being an asshole.
Exactly.
As we know, in the NFL, folks, just very quickly, we're going to go over to that. Now, Gridiron Grow did confirm it was 21-2 against the Diamondbacks, which is, of course, the game I did not attend. The game I attended, the Dodgers lost on Friday night, so go figure. And actually, I'm already planning another trip in August. I don't know exactly which one it's going to be, but we're going to be going to San Diego, and I'm looking forward to that game. It's either going to be a Friday or a Saturday, and we're probably going to use public transportation that day, since we have the Metrolink station, which is about 1.7 miles away from us. On the weekend, the service is not bad. It's $10 all day for Metrolink. So what we're thinking of doing is taking the Metrolink to Union Station, then Amtrak down to San Diego. And the Amtrak station is like 4 blocks away from Petco Park. So it looking like that's what we're going to end up doing. We're going to catch a game, and then hopefully back.
Or you could take, once you get off of Amtrak, then you take the trolley, and the trolley drops you off right in front of the stadium.
Yeah.
Yes, and the trolley does, from the Santa Fe station, you walk out of the station, the trolley is right there. Yes. So, yeah, I've checked it out, and I'm going to see what we're going to do. So we're looking to do something like that in August. And in September, I'm hoping, depending on how the schedules go, hoping to get San Francisco and Oakland in one weekend, because there is a weekend where both teams are in town. And I've got to verify that. And we're going to try to do both. And then I think one game is at 1, and then one is at 7. So there's a chance we could just take BART and go underneath. We'll see. And Matt, how far is the BART station from the Oakland Alameda Stadium? Is there one right there at the stadium?
If you're trying to go to the Oakland Coliseum directly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then you just have to walk down or take the elevator down.
Oh, so there is a stop right there.
Yeah, it stops right there.
Because I understand for San Francisco, it's a block away as well from the stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It's a block away from San Francisco, but with Oakland, you just go downstairs and you can just walk across the little overpass that they have, which is connected to the stadium, and you're already right there.
I'm just so jealous of that. I resent that we're here in Southern California and we just don't have any. The California Angels actually have an Amtrak station and a walkway to get to, which is not bad. The Metrolink does not stop there. Oh no,
No.
actually, I take it back. No, it does. It
Does?
does.
Okay.
Yeah, the Metrolink does stop there because they have an evening train that leaves and goes east, which is really cool. But it's at a specific time. Whereas I'll give it to LA, MTA, the buses will leave, I think it's 20 or 30 minutes after the last out. And that's their time. So you've got to get out there and take the buses, which is a Dodger Stadium Express. It'll take you to Union Station, which is really awesome. And then from Union Station, you can go to wherever you want. So it's getting better in LA.
Do you think the tram? Do you think that tram will ever be built that they talk about?
Oh, you mean the trolley one?
Yes,
the
Sky.
Sky. Oh my
Yeah.
God! Yes. That one is serious, dude. Let me tell you, right now the bus Dodger Stadium Express is free to anyone that has a ticket, which I was stunned. We picked up Mixmaster Mike at Union Station on Friday, and I was stunned as to how many people were in Dodger Blue. And you know, folks, switching gears very quick, I commented to Mike and to my daughter, Gmo, that we were there. I was stunned as to how many people were wearing Dodger Blue. This wasn't a playoff game. This was nothing. This was, I know they just won the World Series, so it makes it a lot easier. But I was still stunned at how much blue was around the stadium. We did just an average count, and it was about 70% of the fans were wearing Dodger Blue. In July, that was, wow. That was crazy. I've been to Anaheim Stadium in a playoff push, everyone wearing red. I've seen that. It's exciting. But this is non-playoff, and the stadium was blue. It looked really nice. I had never seen that before, Big Dog. I was really, really surprised. So, but anyway, so much for transit in sports. We'll get to something else. We're going to get to the main story, of course. As we know, the news broke early in the week, very early in the morning. It was posted on our Sports Talk with the Guys Facebook page. We know that he was arrested, but we've learned quite a bit more. I don't know. Because I did not wear my Dodger Blue. Young lady, it was 8. Well, it eventually got to be better. I was wearing blue. I had my blue jeans on, but I did not have any Dodger monikers. I wanted to buy a cap, but I'd already... The nosebleed seats were $42. Good God. And it's like, So, okay, $20 for parking. The food came out to over $80. I know I'm an old man. I'm complaining, but damn. And then my daughter purchased a blanket, and I forget what else. Like, dude, I just dropped $500 on this damn event. Screw the Dodgers on their cap. Oh, my God. I couldn't believe it. It wasn't this expensive, but after COVID-19, the prices have just shot up exponentially everywhere. So I'm surprised that the tickets for Petco Park are reasonable. I guess when you win a World Series, you can shoot up the prices. So it had maybe nothing to do with COVID. It's just they won the World Series, so their prices have shot up. I was stunned that the nosebleed seats were $42. Absolutely stunned. But doesn't matter.
Those were the old $8 and $12 seats, right?
Up until even 2 years ago, yeah. And due to COVID-19, they do not have the all-you-can-eat, which is where I wanted to go. But thank goodness I didn't, because I did take a step back. I made the mistake of having 2 hot dogs, and while I enjoyed them, my intestines did not. So I did take a step back this weekend past, and I was told there are certain things I cannot have, and I thought after 6 weeks maybe I could try it, and no, it was a mistake. So fine. You know what? I've learned. I didn't have the nachos. I didn't have a soda. I just went for the hot dogs, and they're no longer the Farmer John hot dogs, too. They were bland, almost tasteless. Ugh. Yeah, that was a mistake. They getting rid of the Farmer John hot dogs. Those things were good. But anyway,
Now, was it the Dodgers that discontinued the contract, or was it Farmer John?
Dodgers.
Was the Dodgers? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. It's
They'll
just
probably, and I'm based on what you're saying, and if they're as bad as you're saying, the sales will go down. So I can see them going back to Farmer John next season. I mean, they've been a staple there for
ever.
yeah, and I agree. I was just gonna, Gridiron Girl. Even though we're not standing in front of each other, we're on this very same wavelength. Because I was about to comment the exact same thing that he enjoys some lettuce with his dressing.
Okay, pictures are deceiving because the first
Both times?
because the first salad
was drenched.
So anyway, it's one serving. Oh, we lost Big Dog.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so I'll defend myself, but the first, I know, forgive me for the visuals, but the package of salad, it's that deep. So for me to put the dressing on there, it's a deep salad. It's the plastic packaging. It's really inexpensive, the amount of salad that is in there, and it was only one serving that they gave me of the dressing, and I put it up on top. I didn't mix any in. It was all up on top, so it looked like a lot. And then when I went to Roberta's yesterday, who did I go with? Oh, Mike, another Mike. I have so many Mikes in my life. This was Mike Heffernan, a classmate of mine. We went to Roberta's, and it was a little bowl that they gave us. And I just poured it over, and I didn't mix any in. So that's why it looks like it's a lot of dressing.
You don't have to use the entire amount that they give you.
I don't take pictures of the little bowls. It was a little bowl.
Okay.
It wasn't a lot. When you mix it in, it's So anyway, but thank you, Gridiron Girl. The dressing is not what's going to kill me at this point. It's almost everything else. But speaking of everything else, Richard Sherman, as I mentioned, was arrested earlier in the week, and it was on Wednesday on the suspicion of burglary and domestic violence. The NFL free agent was booked at King County Correctional Facility in Seattle and denied bail. I don't know if he's still been denied bail.
No, he's out. He got out a couple hours later with no bail. He was I guess
the charges were downgraded. Yes. Yes, because the reason why he was denied bail because they were felonious charges. But on Thursday, a judge granted Sherman's release after charges were downgraded to 5 misdemeanor counts. So he was arrested and booked at 6:08 p.m. Pacific time, and it was reported that he was charging Sherman with 1 count each of criminal trespass, domestic violence designation, malicious mischief, driving under the influence, and resisting arrest. The charges are all misdemeanors. So, of course, it was reported later the next day that he was released, and they were all reduced charges. So,
yeah, and then he posted, I'm not sure when he posted this, I think it was yesterday on his Instagram. He said, quote, "I am deeply remorseful for my actions on Tuesday night. I behaved in a manner I am not proud of. I've been dealing with some personal challenges over the last several months, but that is not an excuse for how I acted. The importance of mental and emotional health is extremely real, and I vow to get the help I need. I appreciate all of the people who have reached out in support of me and my family, including our community here in Seattle. I am grateful to have such an amazing wife, family, and support system to lean on during this time." End quote.
now, TMZ was one of the first ones to break the news.
As
Aren't they
in,
always?
yeah.
And
We should be first.
well, they didn't break the news that we broke about 4 weeks ago. We actually had it before anyone, but about the lineman that was arrested, but that's neither here nor there. A Redmond Police Department spokesman said that the officers showed up at a residence in the Redmond area after receiving a call from the occupants inside the home who claimed a family member who did not live there was trying to break in. They went on to arrest Sherman, but his wife, Ashley Moss, said that everything was okay after the incident. Quote, "He didn't harm anyone. My kids were not harmed in the incident," Moss told the Seattle Times. "He's a good person, and this is not his character. We're doing all right, just trying to get him out. I want people to know no one was injured." The Tacoma News Tribune reported on Wednesday that Redmond Police Chief Darrell Lowe said that Sherman is being charged because of his relation to the occupants at the address and not because of violence against any family member or significant other. So,
Did you see
Right.
the video?
Yeah,
No.
I've seen the video. He
Yeah.
jumped up and he actually called out his father-in-law. He's like, "You need to come out here right now. We got to talk about this." And
yeah, in
I'm
the
surprised.
9/11 call, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. The
No,
911
go ahead.
call.
Yeah,
I
go
was
ahead,
just
Nico.
gonna say in the video, I'm surprised that they have a damn good door. Whoever installed that door,
yeah,
is the builder got premium product, because having a guy as big as Richard Sherman, who's a football player and knows how to tackle, and he hit that door with every bit of force that he could, and it did not bust open.
exactly. That was cool.
And he hit it 3-4 times.
Mm-hmm.
The first time, and then hit it another couple of times afterwards, and it did not give in. But you could hear they were playing, I guess, the 911 call while he was trying to bust in the door, and you could hear the wife telling the kids to go hide under the bed and not to open the door to anyone except her. So she may be saying now that this is out of character, so on and so forth, and he didn't hurt anybody, but she was scared for her kids and for herself. So, and I understand it. Maybe he is having some mental problems. I don't know. He alluded to that, but definitely the video from that door cam shows it wasn't just like the way Matt was saying, "Oh, come out, we need to talk." That he was just banging on the door. No, he wanted in that house in the worst way.
In the 9/11 call, which was obtained by KIRO radio in Seattle, Moss can be heard saying, Sherman and Moss, his wife, saying Sherman was drunk and belligerent and that he was threatening to kill himself.
Yep.
She said there were no weapons in the house, but that Sherman would try to fight police if they showed up. She also said that he tried to fight her uncle. The Seattle Times report said that Sherman had fought with police officers and that a police dog was used to assist with arresting him.
Yes. He had threatened and to kill himself. It was two different instances that was reported that he said. One that he said he was going to hang himself, and the other one said he was going to do suicide by cop. So, that might have been heat of the moment or whatever, but it still was said. And as I said, he is alluding to mental health. So, and originally when this first came out, he said he had a mental health breakdown. So I don't know what. God damn it, I don't know what problems I have not seen or read anything about him having any mental issues before, with either depression or just whatever. But that's not to say he didn't, and that's not saying that he did, because I don't understand. The video came out and shows you how he's trying to break in and do this and do that, and yet he pleads innocent. So, the video shows a complete different story. I'm just, yeah, I know.
There's only three ways you can plead. It's innocent, guilty, and nolo contendere.
Yeah, no
You
contest.
can do that as well. But if you do nolo contendere, you're asking for the mercy And if you say guilty, it's like, yeah, I'm done. And that's it. You're going to get the maximum. You say I'm guilty, they'll go for the maximum. Nolo contendere is, dude, it's obvious what happened. I'm not going to contest it. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to do this. So you're asking for the mercy. And then not guilty means you're finally not guilty. You're hoping to buy time as well as maybe negotiate a plea deal. Or you believe you're not guilty.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying, with him denying all the charges, I just find it hard that the way some people, and I'm not just talking about Richard Sherman, just in general, where they have you on video breaking into the store or stabbing the person or whatever, and yet you're still pleading not guilty and wasting the money of the people.
So the reason why they're going to plead not guilty is because of the famous defense of the 4 officers in the Rodney King beating. Their entire defense was, yeah, here's the video. You didn't see everything that led up.
I know.
And that's why they say not guilty. But anyway, the reason why he was denied bail early on was because of the type of charges. And we live in 50 different states and over 10,000 different jurisdictions. So the authorities did not provide additional details, but on what he was charged on and arrested on. Sherman was arrested on suspicion of burglary of domestic violence, and he was denied bail. Additionally, an extreme risk protection order has been mandated in this case. Now, the case is sealed, so it's going to be very difficult to get some information on this because it's related to domestic violence. But here it is. Washington state law defines 2 degrees of burglary charges that can be involved with domestic violence. The lesser of the 2 is burglary in the 2nd degree. The charge is defined as follows, according to domestic violence defense firm Karimi Law. And it's in the article which I attached in the chat room. A person is guilty of burglary in the 2nd degree if, with intent to commit a crime against a person or property therein, he or she enters or remains unlawfully in a building other than a vehicle or a dwelling. This is considered a Class B felony. Penalties can include up to 10 years of jail time and a fine up to $20,000. A first-degree offense is considered a Class A felony. So, folks, this is why he was denied bail the first time around, because these are felonies, what he was being charged with. That's why they could not release him. So, a first-degree offense is considered a Class A felony. A person is guilty of burglary in the 1st degree if, with intent to commit a crime against a person or property therein, he or she enters or remains unlawfully in a building, and if, in entering or while in the building or in immediate flight therefrom, the actor or another participant in the crime is armed with a deadly weapon and or B, assaults any person. The penalties for 1st degree burglary domestic violence can include a lifetime jail sentence and up to $50,000 in fines. What are the charges against Richard Sherman? He now instead faces 5 lesser misdemeanor charges after prosecutors downgraded the charges from burglary domestic violence. And these are the ones that we mentioned earlier. Criminal trespass in the 2nd degree, malicious mischief in the 3rd degree, resisting arrest. Oh boy, resisting arrest is everywhere. But he was resisting arrest. Driving while under the influence, and reckless endangerment of roadway workers. So, the misdemeanors carry varying sentence lengths if Sherman is convicted, none more than a year in jail. He is expected to plead not guilty during an arraignment on Friday.
Which he did. Now, do you believe this affects his free agency status? He is a free agent.
Matthew, would you like to try to answer that one first?
Yeah, I totally forgot that he was a free agent. I think this will kind of impact his free agency on, because I think of it like this, and I'm sure you remember this from the 90s, I don't think scorekeeper really knew what was going on about this. But when New Jack actually started going around attacking people for real in ECW, the cops were like, you know what? No, we're not going to stand for this. He's going to jail. And Pauline's like, but he's my wrestler and he's next on the card. They were like, we don't care. You got to find somebody else. He's going to jail right now. Especially when he assaulted a minor who lied about his age. Let's make that clear.
Oh, that
And
big
also,
guy?
yeah. Because he also said, he told everybody, well,
Yeah, I know.
I was trained by Killer Kowalski. So, yeah, I think this will impact him in some way. And teams are going to be like, I mean, other teams will probably be like, well, we'll give him a chance. We'll see what he does.
Oh, I think he'll end up with someone.
Yeah.
Not now. He's 33, guys. He's way too young. He's still a talent in the NFL, but
So why
no
do
one
you-
is going to sign him right now. It's obvious.
You didn't let me finish. I said he will. I wasn't done. He will end up with
I'm
someone.
sorry,
and
I was answering Matt. Go ahead.
And I was about to say, it won't be at the beginning of the season. I believe he'll be signed maybe a 4 to 6 games into the season, and he'll end up with someone.
No, I'm going to go against that because apparently another reason why he was held is that he had already been marked with what was it? An extreme risk protection order earlier in the year. So that's another reason why they did not let him get out right away. But again, when the charges were downgraded, they did let him get out. So unfortunately, this is even bigger than just what we talked about a few moments ago. I appreciate your opinion, Big Dog, but I'm going to go against that one. I don't think anyone's going to touch him right now because this is going to go on for a while now. And knowing what the NFL has done for less, they're not going to let him play. Because we actually do have charges. We do have something. And he says he needs help. Sherman said, I'm going to get help. I don't see the NFL taking him on right now.
Okay.
And based on how long it's going to last, I don't see them even picking him up this year. It's going to take a long time for this to get resolved, unfortunately. But, yeah, I see Sherman coming back, definitely. If he... Go ahead.
I was going to say, isn't it a lot harder to make the case if his wife is refusing to press charges?
Well, you look at what the NFL's done. They don't care.
No. I'm not talking about the NFL. I'm just talking about the charges against him.
Go back to Ray Rice. Did she charge him? No.
And that was what I was going to say too. And Ray Rice had a job almost immediately after. So, didn't he? Or after his suspension was up?
I think he came back after his suspension was up.
Yeah. After they suspended him, the X amount of games he was suspended, he came back almost immediately afterwards. So,
but this one here is kind of different because, as Scorekeeper alluded to earlier, it involved children, and she was like, "Well, you kids need to go hide. I don't know what your dad's going to do." But now that she's refusing to press charges and think, "Well, everything's fine now," I mean, it's kind of like a slippery slope because if you do that, then, I mean, the police are like, well, you changed your mind on pressing charges, so we can't actually go after him now. I talked about this a little earlier about, when I watch Cops, and there's been episodes of Cops where they're like, well, why are you here? Excuse me, in the first place, when you're the one that had a protection order against him. This lady goes, well, it's just a piece of paper from you guys in the court They go, no, but you're the one that called us the last time we were here, and now you want him out of your house, but you're here anyways. You came here. That doesn't work like that. It's almost in every state where it doesn't work like that.
I have no faith in the NFL. That's all I'm trying to allude to. I have no faith in the NFL whatsoever. They haven't done right before, and I don't see them doing right before because management is still the same management and ownership. Actually, it's just management. The guys who are running the NFL in the offices have not changed. They talk a lot of talk. They try and gloss it over. They try and sugarcoat everything. Pretty much nothing changes. So that's what I'm saying. Richard Sherman, he'll have a job. It will be this season, and because the NFL has no backbone, and it's because the man at the top of the totem pole,
which is Roger Goodell. I mean, how long has he been in charge?
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. That's why I'm saying I have no faith in the NFL. In doing the right thing, what they should be doing, they don't. And it's not until you threaten them with taking away TV time, TV money, when the almighty dollar gets threatened, then they decide to do something. So I have no faith in the NFL whatsoever.
Okay, fair enough. I don't think this has anything to do with the commissioner because he's going to make his decision, and then it's going to be whether the teams want to sign him. Folks, who signed Ray Rice after he was suspended? He went through all of his stuff, and he, the wife didn't file, all that. She went through the legal stuff with him. When did Ray Rice come back? He played 6 years. He's done. He didn't come back. I don't know where he's at right now. I think he's a coach somewhere else, but Ray Rice didn't come back. So, okay, let's look at the charges against Richard Sherman. He was trying to break into a house. Apparently, he tried to get into it with the uncle. He fought with cops, and apparently he was drunk, and he apparently endangered some workers out there. These are a lot of charges, a lot of different charges. It's not one.
Right.
He's not coming back this year. There's no way. Because this is a lot of stuff. Ray Rice knocked out his fiance at the time. He got a 2-game suspension. Video came out. He got an indefinite suspension. One hit, knocked her out. And he put in for it. He was granted the ability to come back. No team signed him. So now Ray Rice was younger, but I did say earlier, I expect Richard Sherman to come back because he's still talented. I said he's only 33. But is it going to happen right away? Wow. Okay. This is significant. If it's true that he tried to hit some guys on the road because he was drunk, again, he's not coming back this year. So I hope Ray Rice is able to get the help that he needs. He says that he understands what's going on. And I hope he is. I believe he's talented. His wife said that what he did was completely out of character. Okay. I don't think he's ever done anything prior to this. I hope he's able to fix what's going on. I hope he gets help. I hope he gets the treatment. But when you look at the charges against him, whether the original felony ones to the misdemeanor ones now, this isn't one thing. This is a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, he means Richard Sherman, not Ray Rice.
Yeah, this is a big deal. So, if they did not bring back Ray Rice after he did his stuff for one hit, egregious as it was, wow. I wonder which team is actually going to give Sherman a shot. Will they? I think they will, but Ray Rice was in his prime, man. He was a good running back. So, The NFL hasn't done anything yet with Sherman. He's doing the
Of course
right
not.
things, but he's a free agent. So we'll see. The NFL has been terribly inconsistent. But that's the NFL when it comes to punishment. You're wondering what the teams are going to do. And we'll see. We'll see which team wants to sign him. But I don't see anyone signing him right away. This is pretty serious.
Yeah. Dang, I don't know what's up with my voice. Yeah, but even though we've had a supreme history of some of the most lenient coaches in NFL history, Miami being the first, so it's kind of hard to say. They might be like, well, we know what you did, even though, but it's okay. You can join us as a Dolphin. But like you said, scorekeeper, not going to be right away. We'll see what happens, though.
I don't know, guys. It's the team that's going to sign him is going to have to deal with the issue, and you know how it can be. And does the team even want to deal with that? Now, and I first off said he's talented. Can he still play? Oh, goodness gracious me. I believe he can. He's still dangerous. He's still an exciting player. But, wow. And Matt, I actually forgot about the aspect of children being in the home. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys tell me which team is going to sign this guy. Knowing how long this is going to take legally, it could take anywhere from a few weeks, had he pled guilty or nolo tendere, to months, because now he pled not guilty. I don't see any team signing him right now. And we're already in July. Preseason is right around the corner.
Yep.
He's radioactive right now. So I hope he can get his life back together for himself and his family.
I hope so too. And on that note, I've got things to do today, so unfortunately I have to leave you guys today.
Thank you, Matthew.
But before I leave, I'd also put myself, I put my picture up there, so that way I could secretly go behind the scenes and grab this. They closed all of them up here, and I'm sure they closed them in your area down there, guys.
But what's
For Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Subway.
Uh-huh.
Subway, yeah. They closed them Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday up here because they wanted to release new sandwiches, which to a lot of people didn't make sense that they have to close their restaurants simply so they could bring out all these new sandwiches. I don't know. But they were closed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
That must have been just there because it wasn't closed here.
Yeah. I don't recall being closed.
Maybe in San Francisco they were actually fishing for tuna to put in their sandwich.
Come on, big dog. You know that's not true because there's been documentaries and videos about it, and Inside Edition even.
They just did a thing 2 weeks ago that 3 different laboratories DNA tested it, and it came up no tuna. This was just like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, right? About 3 weeks ago, scorekeeper?
I think it was within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. 3 different separate companies, independent companies, did DNA testing. They actually spent money to see if there was actual tuna DNA in their tuna fish, and all 3 came up negative. 0%. I'll still eat it because I think it's a hell of a tuna sandwich for me, but whatever it is, tastes like tuna. But yeah,
Okay.
and of course Subway denied
Yeah.
it. But yeah, no, they've already disproved that that it's not tuna. So
I do want to just correct that a little bit, Big Dog, about the 3 different DNA tests. What happened was the New York Times went to 3 different locations and tested the tuna, and that's all. I just want to clarify that. in that Subway immediately says, hey, wait a minute, our stuff is real. And that's where I left it at, because New York Times went to different locations, and they did do that. So if you do want to take a look at the article, MSN has an update as of 22 hours ago. The newspaper of record released a stomach churning report last month that questioned whether the world's largest Subway chain was really using tuna in its popular subs. In response, Subway has launched a website, subwaytunafacts.com, that debunks the Times findings. An Eat Fresh refresher: a Times reporter had sent frozen samples of tuna meat ordered from 3 Los Angeles area Subway shops to a lab that specializes in fish testing in order to determine how much tuna is in the tuna sandwiches. The tuna samples were run through a $500 PCR, a polymerase chain reaction test, which detects genetic material from a specific organism by making millions or billions of copies from a DNA sample. The lab was looking for traces of one of 5 tuna species, including the skipjack and yellowfin tuna, which Subway's tuna and seafood sourcing statement says are used in its sandwiches. The results: no amplifiable tuna DNA was present. Therefore, we cannot identify the species. 60,000 tweets later. Go ahead, Big Dog.
No, I was just laughing.
Okay, well, since he's only laughing, he doesn't have anything to say. I just have one final question here before I go, and that is, on these coupons here, for their new sandwiches that they just released, which one would sound appealing to you? You can get 2 footlongs for $12.99, or on this other coupon here, it says you can get 3 footlongs for $17.99. 3 footlongs. I might actually do that.
That one's a better deal.
Or you can get a free drink when you buy any footlong or their new footlong melt.
3 footlongs for $18. That's the best deal.
That's $6 each,
yeah,
dude.
That's $6. Now, and is it any footlong of your choice, or do they give you a choice of them?
I think it's a choice because, like I said, they've got like tons and tons of new sandwiches, and I'm gonna try out one of the new sandwiches.
Just go on the list, and whatever's most expensive, order 3 of those.
Yeah,
Get your money's worth.
Exactly. Thank you, Big Dog. I think I might actually do that. I'll cut out the coupon for the 3 footlong. 1, 2, 3.
That sounds like their Sunday special. I believe that they usually have that on Sundays. The 3 footlongs for 18 or whatever it is. But definitely take advantage of it. Get the most expensive, and then substitute pepper jack cheese for regular cheese.
For you, yeah, I'll be sure to send you that pepper jack cheese.
Yeah, send the tuna in the mail.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, Subway did say, and in the article, which I will go ahead and post right now, they did say that the test that was used is not a reliable way because of all of the ingredients that are used, and they did say the mayonnaise alone can affect the results for the type of test that was done. So they were trying to defend their stance. So all someone has to do is just get the tuna, and test it again. I'm sure someone will. And speaking of testing food, the man of the hour is back. Good morning, Dream.
See, you speak food, and he reappears.
Yeah, exactly.
The birthday quintessential stud muffin. Did you like your stud muffin meme?
Yes, I did. That was hilarious. My wife was like, "Who's Peter Gama?"
Peter Gama, yeah.
I was like, "You may know him as the big dog."
And then what did she say?
She was laughing.
Oh, so she knows him as the big dog, but not as Peter Gama.
Yeah.
It's because I posted 3 separate memes. I wished him a happy birthday, put a little quote on there, and then underneath I put 3 separate memes. One of them was Ron Burgundy.
Morning.
Yeah, the other one was the was the Corona guy, the old guy,
Yeah.
and then there was a meme of a stud muffin. There's a muffin
Yeah.
It was a muffin that was flexing, and it said
Well,
stud,
when
and
she
then the
really started
muffin.
to question was the GIF you put when you
Oh,
commented on Stud Muffin.
yeah. What did I put? I don't remember.
It was a weird dude looking guy.
Oh yeah, that was with your suit. That was with the suit
Yeah, with my
picture.
suit.
Oh,
Because
the
I put
weird looking
sex.
guy.
Because I put sexy, and then I had to find the funkiest looking guy.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I saw that one. Yeah, where Dream put out. He's there, and it was like sexy.
and then the meme.
Yeah, but like Big Dog said, I don't care. It tastes like tuna to me, so
It's a good sandwich.
By the way, the article did say that
It tastes like.
cited
Hold on. I need to clarify
Subway.
what you're speaking about because
Subway.
Subway.
Oh, Subway. You said it tastes like tuna. I didn't know if you were talking about an ex-girlfriend or.
I gotta get some more coffee.
I gotta get out of here.
Say that.
I'll see you guys next week.
All right, man. Have a
you,
good
man.
time. Be safe. Be safe.
And then there were two. What a way
Yeah,
to send Matt out.
We were talking about the Subway
Going to
sandwiches
reserves.
and how they did the DNA testing and found no tuna in the tuna sandwich.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
you're surprised. I mean, half the stuff out there is not what it appears to be.
well, it's because of Subway's claim that that it's 100% wild caught tuna, blah blah blah. So I guess people did a test on it. Supposedly they got tuna from three different Subways here in Los Angeles and sent it in to a DNA fish specialist that they specialized in DNA testing for fish. And when they did it, they said they found no traceable amounts of tuna in the in what was sent to them. And of course, Subway answered back saying no. What it is because you tested it because of the other ingredients that are in there, and the type of test you do, the mayonnaise alone will negate the tuna DNA.
Yeah.
So
Again, either way,
Yeah,
it's like
I
you're
know.
buying a hot dog, you're buying
yeah.
McDonald's. What you're not expecting quality gourmet cooking. Like
Yep.
you get what you pay for. It's what I always say when somebody tries to give me free advice.
So, how did you spend your birthday, sir?
A whole lot of eating, a whole lot of relaxing, watching TV and jumping on shows like every night. It was nice.
Good. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
You
My
deserve.
wife went above and beyond and made like breakfast spreads and she made a charcuterie board and she made like Vietnamese food.
I saw that board. Yes.
Yeah.
That looked very, very good. Very tasty.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
What was that again?
Charcuterie.
Dude, that really Big Dog said it. I'm not going to repeat it. Jeez.
Yeah. It's fancy adult Lunchables.
yeah, it is.
I love it. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things to eat. And there's all sorts of different ways to put it together. Sometimes, we'll be feeling really fancy and we'll get one of those jars of caviar from Whole Foods.
Ooh.
And be like all bougie and stuff, but it's no matter what she puts on there, it's always a good fit and blend, and it's amazing. And I had a glass of port after, and it was great.
I haven't tried port. How is port?
It's a dessert kind of drink.
Okay.
So it's a little bit sweeter. You drink it after your meal. You don't drink it with your meal. It's just like a nice sipping kind of deliciousness. Okay. If you're into wine, it's nice.
I used to be into wine somewhat, but ever since my stroke and when my stroke made me diabetic, I really try and stay away from wine because it just raises the sugar levels so
Yeah, it's a
high.
high sugar content.
Yeah, so I very rarely drink wine anymore. The only thing I found out, uh, after being diagnosed, it's weird because they call it type 3 diabetic,
Yeah,
which is a loose scientific term because a type 3 diabetic is actually a type 1 diabetic, but you become that later on in life somehow.
yeah.
Because type 1 you're born with, type 2 is it's because of poor eating and so on and so forth. Type 3, which was me, and it was because of my stroke that I had, it made me a type 1 diabetic. But since I got it in later life, they call it type 3.
Yeah.
So,
You
but
were genetically predisposed to it, and the stroke kind of pushed it to the surface. I think
okay.
is I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not a doctor. Not medical advice. Um,
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
yeah.
But
The
I
dogs
did
can't
find
eat grapes. Big dog can't drink them.
yeah, but I did find out though, if I do want alcoholic beverages, I can drink whiskey and scotch and stuff like that
Yep.
with no problem.
A man of my heart. Speaking of, Scorekeeper earlier mentioned how I kept him clothed, and because of the Bernie Williams jersey, and he has been keeping me warm at night because I've just finished the Macallan bottle that he bought me, and it was a wonderful, wonderful thing.
So in essence, scorekeeper gives you the warm and fuzzies.
Yes.
Just the look on his face is worth it.
I wasn't trying to embarrass you, Dream, but thank you for that. I really thought I'd gone a little too far when I said, "Oh, he keeps me clothed." I was like,
Hey, I'd
"Oh,
rather keep you clothed than the opposite.
well, obviously, the warm and fuzzies. I didn't claim that one, dude. I apologize. My God, if your wife were ever to hear that, even in jest, I would become persona non grata again."
Nah,
You just want to use fancy Latin terms. It's okay. Uh,
nah. He has pictures of you in your thong, and she's fine with it.
whoa. That was supposed to not go public.
I know, but I didn't mention the one about the thong that he
Hey,
wears
hey, hey, hey.
backwards.
Oh, man.
I don't remember that one.
I know you were
No, you
pretty
had too
drunk.
much to drink.
I
Yeah, you
remember
had too
the
much to
other
drink.
one.
Yeah,
Oh, so in other
we,
words, I had a glass of fruit juice.
pretty much.
Fruit
That
juice
reminds
with
you
vodka.
that reminds me of one time when I was still with Rite Aid, and a customer came in and she wanted to know where the non-alcoholic wine was, and she got very, very angry when I said, "Oh, the grape juice is on aisle 12." She did not appreciate that. I was with a big old smile saying it, but she didn't seem to like that very much. Oh
Well,
well. So,
apparently, little
That
some
was
trivia.
amusing.
During Prohibition era,
mhm.
uh, there was a company that made wine or whatever, and they said whatever you do not do the following: do not leave your grapes out, do not put sugar into them at this exact mixture, do not add this, do not add that, otherwise you might accidentally make this wine.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's like shout out to that hero, but it was pretty funny at the time. Like they just went out, whatever you do not do this, otherwise you will end up with wine.
And we don't want that because that's illegal. So don't
Yeah,
don't don't no. Make
don't do
sure.
that.
Once again, let me in case you didn't get it the first time. Let me tell you what not to do.
Yep, exactly. And so all right, I came on and then it derailed really quick. What sports are we talking?
We were just finishing up
Lots.
about Richard Sherman.
Okay. where he was trying to break into something?
Into his
In-laws'
uncle's house.
house, his wife's house.
No, it was the uncle, either
I
the
believe it
uncle or
was.
father-in-law. I think it was the uncle. Try to break into the house, but his charges uh, uh, were dropped to misdemeanor charges, 5 of them. But I read a statement that he had issued saying he's had mental health problems. That mental health is not something to um, that in essence, kind of, he's pretty much saying he needs help.
Yeah.
So
And not only
Money
that,
is
I'm
money is
sorry,
very heavy.
it can be.
Money will make charges drop drastically.
yep,
Well, possibly, but it's something that I'm not sure Matt and or Big Dog both had mentioned, that the wife, there were several statements from her, but one of the ones, probably the more important ones, were, this is not his character. This guy doesn't do this stuff. And further, she stated emphatically, no one was hurt. The
Okay.
children
yep,
were in the home. No one was hurt. And she needed to make that very clear. And it's beyond fair. It's beyond being human. He was doing what he was doing. Apparently, he threatened the uncle. And I think it was Big Dog that said that he threatened. What did you? That he threatened
yeah.
suicide by cop?
He threatened to kill himself by hanging himself. And I guess,
Yeah.
and as the conversation or the yelling kept going, he then said he would die by cop, suicide by cop. So and as you said, the wife has said this is not in his character whatsoever. With him coming out saying that he's had some problems. So this could have been a mental, and he had, I believe there was an article somewhere, I couldn't find it again, but I'm almost positive that he said he had a mental meltdown. So
Um,
This
as
could
a
be
matter of
related
fact,
to several things. I will
yeah.
say something like that that's like super out of character. It can be either one, drug related,
yeah,
or two, it could be a result of all the continuous hits to the noggin he gets playing football. That's going to mess up his brain chemistry and how his brain functions. So
Folks, just very quickly, I posted in the chat room the article, and it was on July 16th, so it was yesterday. This is the first one I found. The Sporting News on Richard Sherman. He breaks his silence following the arrest, and he says, I vow to get the help I need. So I
yeah,
believe this supports what you said, Big Dog. I don't know if it's the same article you found. I just think the right keywords were coming up. Because
yeah.
before we started the conversation, this was already at the Sporting News, so I had it right there. I didn't even look
Yeah.
for it.
And the other interesting thing is, I mean, because me, I always love to play devil's advocate. The way the wife keeps saying, "Oh, no one was hurt, nothing physical happened," so on and so forth. My answer to that be, well, what if he did break the door down? Because, like I said, that door held up
Oh,
to a pro football player hitting it with everything he had at least 3 to 4 times.
you missed
So
that dream when Big Dog and Matt were talking about it. They both saw that video. So you want to go into it a little bit more, Big Dog?
yeah, he was calling out the uncle for whatever reason. They have not made that clear as to why he was calling the uncle out. The wife and children were at the house, staying there. So something had happened beforehand to make the wife and the children go to the uncle's house. So Sherman shows up, and you can see the door cam where he's calling the uncle out, and the uncle won't come out because I can't really hear what was being said, and then all of a sudden, Sherman just hits that thing with all the force he's got to try and break in, essentially, and he hit that door, like I said, a good 3-4 times with, you could tell, with everything he's got. And then I guess a couple of minutes to go on, because they didn't show the tire, they kind of clipped it, and then you could see him. He hits the door a couple more times, and it will not give in. So
Big Dog, do you have that video?
no,
Because the
no,
article that I
it was on KTLA Channel 5 News So it might be the clip might be if you go to KTLA, they might have it on their Richard Sherman story, in their
Okay,
snippet.
I'm going to try to look for it right now because the
Okay,
articles that I posted only had the 911 audio call, and that's
audio.
the one
Oh,
I
okay, yeah,
referenced.
yeah. No,
So
this was
I've not seen that one.
this would be like the doorbell cam or whatever they call it.
Ring or
But
whatever.
yeah, my whole thing is okay. No one was hurt, yes, but the question would be, had that door given and he broke in, what would have happened?
Or if the uncle would have been stupid enough to go outside,
Yeah.
before the hitting of the door,
Oh yeah, yeah, that too, yeah.
that
And I
could
mean,
have been a
I don't
different
know what
story.
I don't know what the uncle looks like, but I sure as hell know that if my nephew was a professional football player, built like him, I wouldn't have went out either.
Yep. Well, I mean, a lot of people, to protect their family, they're gonna go.
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah.
gonna try to de-escalate the situation, so to speak. And we lost a big dog.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an old pic in the background.
Yeah, that's when we were in Las Vegas at the Golden Gate.
Wow, Golden Nugget.
No, Golden Gate.
Oh,
I'm sorry, big dog.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I said, I don't know what is it with the iPad. I'm gonna have to see if I can get the my laptop going again.
Nah, Spectrum dislikes you because you're smarter than their average sportscasters. They don't like you, big dog.
I don't know. This is the second time.
Today, huh?
Yeah. Usually, last week wasn't too bad. I think it only happened twice in those 4 hours. But the previous time before that, it happened like 6 times. So, but anyways, did you
that's
find it,
neither
sir?
here nor there.
That's right. Did you find the scorekeeper or no?
I'm at KTLA 5, so the moment, no, I've not found it.
I was thinking
So
maybe if you just Google search
yeah, I'm gonna do
uh,
that one.
a
KTLA Richard Sherman.
Well, I was just thinking video of Richard Sherman because I'm pretty sure it was probably released to the AP or something or TMZ.
Tunes.
For TMZ being a celebrity,
Oh, I think I found it. Yeah.
for TMZ to be a celebrity website / TV show,
there it is.
they
Tanya
sure as hell,
got it. She just saw the
Thank you,
video.
Tanya. Yep. They sure as hell get a lot of sports exclusive scoops. For being an entertainment
I will say
website.
this for TMZ.
Uh-huh.
TMZ gets a lot of stuff right. They
Yes, they do.
initially started out, just kind of ragtag and, whatever celebrity stuff they could get on. But they report a lot of big news before it even breaks,
Yes.
on the mainstream. And
Yep.
they do a lot. I mean, it's not just what it used to be. The whole Levin guy used to be a lawyer, I guess.
Yes, he was for
Levin?
a lot of years.
Levin?
Yeah.
Harvey Levin?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a lawyer for a while, and he knows his stuff, and he knows what he can get away with and what he can't.
Actually, I think he's Jewish, so I think it's Levine. And
Levine.
I'm not. Yeah, Levine.
There's no E at the end, so it would be Levin.
Really?
Like
I thought there
leavened
was.
bread.
I thought there was. I don't know why I think that.
Whatever. He's good at what he does, and we're being insensitive. We apologize. It's unintentional. Apologize, folks. We're
amazing.
not trying to be. He's good at what he does.
Yeah.
So, and the only sporting company that I can relate to on the same level the way TMZ started out to what TMZ is now is, much as I hate to say it, Bleacher Report. They were a joke when they first came out, and now, years and years later, they, excuse my French, Tanya, they got their shit together. And
well,
they're actually,
you
they're
know
actually
who
pretty
owns
good.
them, right?
Who owns them now? No, I don't. No.
CNN.
Oh.
CNN purchased them and put editorial controls and started hiring professionals.
Well, good for CNN for seeing what they.
Yes, Tanya did.
Yes, and so did Sonny. Remember, and Sonny had to
Yes.
pull all his stuff because they jerked him around big time.
Well, the issue with Mr. Clark was that, and we won't get into the full details of it, but if you guys remember, He had the information from the source,
Yep.
and he posted the article. And Bleacher Report at the time, I believe this was prior to CNN ownership. They
Oh,
said,
yeah.
"You
Yep.
don't know that." And Mr. Clark said, "Yes, I do. I have this and this and this." And they said, "Nope." They basically questioned this guy who'd already been writing for a while for them. And they said, "No, we're taking the article down." Mr. Clark said, "No problem. I'm taking all my shit down." "Oh, you can't do that." "Oh, yeah, I can." And
I
he
can,
beat them to the punch.
yeah, and I already did.
Yeah, he beat them to the punch. And the thing about that was that he told them where he had it, the sources, and he
Yeah.
had justified the existence of his story, and they still said no. And the reason was because no one else had broken the story.
Yep. You remember the game we used to do after that?
Oh, I loved it. Dream. I don't know if you were with us on that one, but I would pick one day a week, and I would get the email of Bleacher Report, and the game was, is it real or is it Bleacher Report? Based on the headline.
Oh my gosh.
It was damn funny. We did that for what, 2-3 years?
Yeah, and usually all the outrageous, stupid stuff, it was Bleacher Report.
Oh, right. Oh, because what Bleacher Report is, you could sign up for all the different sporting emails for the different leagues, and you could get 30 emails, baseball, football, whatever. They had everything. So I don't know if it was the daily or the weekly, you would have a headline that said something, and it was a link to a story on NBC, ABC, or CBS, or it was an internal article, but it was again based on the headline. And there it is. Wow, that's a big cat, big dog.
Nah. There we go.
Notice, big dog.
That's
has a
Janelle's.
cat.
That's Janelle's.
Beautiful cat.
That's a cutie.
Yeah, go away now. Go away.
But yeah, and we played that one for a long time. It was way too fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Now,
I've seen
I
the
will say
video.
this.
I don't have sound on this, and I apologize. Dream, have you seen the video on it?
No, but I was going to say before we change gears real quick about Mr.
No.
Clark. I respect him as a professional. I do not always agree with what he says, and that's fine. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got them.
A lot of them stink.
And a lot of them stink. Yeah. But you know what? He had a lot of stuff right a lot of the time. So I will give him his credit where credit is due.
His work speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you say? It speaks for itself. I've stood by that from day one till today.
Yeah.
So what'd you think of the
If you
video,
guys-
sir?
I didn't mean to chuckle, but I was remembering what you were saying about him being, and Tanya had a comment in there. Just watch the video. It's crazy, and
Yeah.
it is. And I don't have sound, folks, but I guess I can go to it right here, and I'll show it to you guys. I'm going to get it going. This Tanya gave us the link at Cairo 7. Yeah, the local one. Very good, Tanya. And now I'm getting the commercial.
Skip
Of course, gotta get the
skip
advertising in.
I can't. It's one of those where you've got to watch it through to the end. So, okay, here we go. This is the one that I saw earlier. I don't have sound. Let me go to it, guys and girls. Sorry, forgive me. Check it out. There is no sound to it. But watch. It starts off early. Okay. This was off the video. Yeah. In about 10, 15 seconds, check it out. You're going to see him just... Okay, that's there. Look at that. Look at that.
That's not going to get you through a door.
This is an all-pro guy that
Knows how to tackle.
decapitates. Yeah, decapitates people.
Yeah, but a person is different than a door. Just the basic structure.
Well, of course. And before we go any further, Big Dog's comments were, that was a well-made door. That's all he said. And it's true. When you see him try to break in, it's obvious that, yeah, it was a well-made door. But I do notice a little bit later when he walks away, there's a stutter in his step. So, and it might be right now, you'll notice that he has difficulty walking. So maybe he was on something. I don't know. But had he been at full force, Big Dog, maybe he would have taken that door down.
No, I'm. He did not hit it in a way that's going to take the door down.
Okay, right there. Yeah, come on. Yeah, okay.
That's not going to do nothing.
That's not going to do anything.
They showed more
you
video
see?
on channel. They showed more video on Channel 5. He hits it again. So he hit it at 2 different occasions. It was that first one that we just saw, and then afterwards he hits it again. Not with as much force as the first time.
Okay, check it out. This is why I'm thinking that he was obviously under the influence. Look, that stutter step. He's a bit unbalanced. So, and I'm talking about the physical stutter step. That's all.
Yeah, they said he was drunk.
I will tell you that he was drunk.
He had a DUI, so yeah, he was drunk.
Well, all right. So the anatomies of doors. You want to break down a door, you can't do it like that. You got to hit it. You got to push through it, not just at the surface like he was, and you got to actually get it right by the handle or the lock.
Yes.
Yep.
That's right.
Exactly.
You can't, like, you see all these videos of people like trying to break down a door like that, and it never happens. If you look at like firefighters, police department, whatever, when they're trying to break down a door, they're not trying to take running jumps at it. You have to actually go through the door. You have to get your momentum. You have to center your grab. All right, I'm not going to tell people how to break down a door, but it's not going to happen. Not that way.
I was thinking the exact same thing what you were saying about right around where the lock of the doorknob is at.
Yeah, if that's a person taking that hit, yeah, they're going to be laid out. But that he's hitting like he would push somebody off the line. He's not hitting like he's trying to break down a door.
Well, that's all he knows is how to push someone off the line.
Oof. Yeah, well, that's what he does. But yes, and Tanya, please, no. We're not insulting you. We were making fun of a particular thing that we did with Bleacher Report. I know what Big Dog said about it, but please don't take it that way.
Well, see, Tanya, you're probably the reason why they saw the professionalism in you, and they knew they had to up their game.
Yeah, and it was you. It was the aforementioned individual, Mr. Clark, and there were really good people. Okay, all right. She's all right. I think she was waiting for us to respond to it, and yeah, you got us. But there were good people on there. But like I said, when we went through that game of the articles, the biggest joke was obviously someone was on deadline and had nothing to write about, and it would get annoying. And let's see, haha, too bad. I left before CNN took over. Well, no. Well,
maybe also, that's a good thing because they recognized what they had too little, too late. They weren't able to get more people like you in there, and 2, you got out at a good time. You were able to do better things with your career and better things for yourself, and not worry about Bleacher Report.
Yeah, and my comment was just that their editorial standards have changed. You can still submit to write for Bleacher Report right now, and it's just much more difficult. Not that I've tried, but I never really was much of a writer myself when it came to it.
I got to dip out again. I got to get back to work, but it was good talking to you guys. Y'all have a great week, and I will catch you on the flip side.
Maybe we'll see you tonight, or we'll see you on Monday.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Later.
Tanya, since you're still here, I do remember your statements about Star Trek Picard when it was first announced. I appreciate what you said, that you were looking forward to hearing my opinion. Well, there was something else which you just recently stated as well. So all I can tell you is, Tanya, that I've been giving it quite a bit of thought, and I am going to be returning. Gmo may be joining me to do a regular, either weekly or bi-weekly program. Because, as you know, Star Trek, the animated series, The Lower Decks, is going to premiere the second season on August 12th, I believe it is.
There's
So,
an animated series? I didn't know that.
Yes, it's the second animated series actually, because that's the acronym for the original one back in the middle '70s, the animated series TAS. There's one called Lower Decks. It's fairly entertaining, and the second season is going to debut on August 12th, Thursday. So less than a month, and it looks like it's on the Paramount Plus network.
Oh, okay.
And then there is news, forgive me on this one, Star Trek Prodigy, the one that has Admiral Janeway, as you know, was going to be on their network, their Cartoon Network channel right now. But I think, not Nickelodeon. It might have been Nickelodeon. But it was going to be on one of those directed at younger kids. And it's going to be now on the Paramount Plus network. Thank you, Tanya. Yes, Nickelodeon. Well, the news is it's going to be on Paramount Plus. And thank you, Gridiron Girl. I'm glad you saw it. You know what? It is directed to the hardcore fan. There are a lot of callbacks, a lot of Easter eggs. I mean, in some ways, it's just like overkill. But they're actually entertaining. And it's fun. And I did enjoy season 1, and season 2 is coming up. And based on the way things are going, it looks like we're going to have like 6 consecutive months of Star Trek now. Starting with Lower Decks, and then we don't know if Discovery or if the new series is going to be debuting. And then Prodigy is due. And then you're going to have Picard in early 2022. So it looks like we're looking at 6 to maybe even more than that consecutive months starting in August. So looking forward to it. So, Tanya, it looks like on Thursday night I'm going to be doing a program. I don't know if it's going to be bi-weekly or weekly, but Gmo and I, we're going to start out, and we're going to be covering Star Trek, because Star Trek debuts every Thursday. So in the month of August, we're going to be doing the Lower Decks, and we're going to be doing a look back from Discovery, seasons 1, 2, and 3. We're also going to be doing Picard. So just FYI. Sorry to take up too much time on that.
So do you have Paramount? Do you have the Paramount Plus channel?
Yes.
Or?
Yes. It's the old CBS All Access. It just changed name.
Oh, okay.
Same name, big dog. Sorry. Yeah, they changed it some months ago, like in March.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't know that it was the CBS Plus channel. Because I got the Paramount app, but I'm not going to spend for the Plus.
Yeah, it's the CBS All Access is now Paramount. So
okay,
because Disney Plus is doing so well, and I'm just excited to watch the series. It's fun, and again, folks, I am one of the luckiest individuals in the world. My daughter and I watched The Bad Batch. Oh, I think we might be talking Bad Batch too, but we're going to be doing that on Spoiler Cast. And I'm watching The Bad Batch, which is on Disney Plus. And it's an animated series, Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
So I was required to watch Loki, so I'm watching it on Disney Plus. I'm not caught up. I have to watch the last episode or now the last 2 episodes. And then I had to go back and watch some of the movies. So I've now watched Captain America, Winter Soldier. And I'm sure Big Dog will remember this scene the minute I mention it. And for those of you that haven't seen it, don't listen for like 20 seconds. But
oh no,
the
Winter Soldier was too long ago. You don't need to preface a spoiler alert.
Well, I did.
If you haven't seen it yet, then get out from under the rock and be quiet.
Oh, Tanya has a comment there. So, Tanya, I'm inviting you to join us on our Thursday program, which will debut on August 12th. Don't have to be a regular. I know you have a life, and I consider it very fortunate. But if you're going to watch the program and you want to join us and talk about it, yeah. So Loki is on our spoiler cast, which is on every 2 weeks. But I will be talking Bad Batch and predominantly Star Trek on our Thursday night. So you have the invite. So definitely. Gridiron Girl, you're watching Bad Batch as well? Yeah, it's not bad. I'm caught up with that one. So anyway, Big Dog, the Winter Soldier in the elevator. I loved it. He didn't realize the first group that come in. The second group, he realized something was up, and he's like, uh-oh. And then the last group, they're all big mammoth monsters. They get in, the elevator's moving, and he uses the line, and I'm paraphrasing. So before we get started, does anyone want to exit the elevator? Oh, man. And right away, bam! That was, I don't know how many people were in that elevator, but damn! That was great.
One of the best ones of it, it's up there for me. Probably
really?
the top 3 or 4, yeah, of all the Marvel movies.
Wow. All right. Well, maybe we'll have something to talk about. But Big Dog, I mentioned you yesterday on Spoilercast. I said both you and Richard have an eidetic love of the Marvel. Well, I said the comics universe. So who knows, Big Dog? Maybe you would like to join it. It's every 2 weeks. So we'll see. But all right. Fair enough. So, yeah, we'll see. I like it. So there it is. You do have the invite. So sorry, folks. We did stray for a moment. Big Dog, just before you were joining us live, I did comment about the NBA Finals. Wow. Obviously, duh. We're back in the 3-game series again. It's tied 2-2. Take us down some basketball stuff, Big Dog.
Actually, before we do that, I want to go back to
sure.
football. And I don't know if you got the article or you read the article or heard about it, but shall we talk about Tom Brady?
Sure. I meant to, yes.
And his interesting revelation. Now, he had surgery, they said in February, that he had a partially torn MCL, which is, of course, your medial collateral ligament. And he, yesterday or day before yesterday, released it to the public that he actually played the entire NFL season with that torn MCL. And, of course, as we all know, went on to win the Super Bowl, MVP, so on and so forth, at the age of, 37? 40, 43, 44, whatever he is. And 43, here we go. Pretty incredible. A couple people are talking to me about it, and we're saying, well, it's not like he tore his ACL. I said, no, it's still a significant tear because your MCL is what keeps your kneecap or your knee in place when you go left to right, which, of course, quarterbacks need, especially when you plant. Now, I actually didn't go into it. I'm trying to see what leg it was because I'm not sure if it was the leg that he pushes off on when he throws. But still, it's significant in the fact that he played every single game, all the playoffs, everything they went through with a torn ligament in his knee, and was his usual Tom Brady-esque numbers, that he puts up season after season. So pretty damn incredible. It adds to his lore now, unfortunately for me. But this really cements his stature as, the GOAT.
There's a lot of talk right now that the Buccaneers are in a lot of hot water because the rules are very specific what the NFL mandates. I think the last time we saw was something in Brett Favre where they fined him like $75,000 to $100,000 because they did not report an injury. And this goes back to like 2008, 2009. I'm sorry. The Jets were hit with a $125,000 fine. I got it wrong. And it was in 2008. And teams will hide injuries because they don't want the other teams to know for several reasons. but the Steelers were fined $100,000 in 2019, 75,000 for the team, and 25,000 for Mike Tomlin for not accurately listing Ben Roethlisberger on their Week 2 injury report. Big Ben missed a practice leading up to the game with an elbow injury, but the Steelers never listed the injury. Instead, they listed his absence as a veteran rest day. The NFL found out about the injury after Steelers backup quarterback Mason Rudolph noted that Roethlisberger was suffering elbow pain in the lead up to Pittsburgh Weeks 2. So, oops. That one went bad for them, but that's why they were fined. Now, we're talking about the MCL, right, Big Dog? This is the
Yes.
medial collateral ligament. This
Yes.
is the one that you said that is in the knee that helps the lateral movement. Is
Mhm.
that the one that you had injured, or was it the ACL?
No, I tore my PCL.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a posterior one, right?
Yes.
Could you tell us what that one is?
It's the ligament that's essentially behind the knee. So I completely tore that off, and
You couldn't
wonderful.
walk for a while, huh? You were done, right?
I was out for about 3 months, and then went back to work. But
You had something on your knee, correct? Like those big black braces?
yeah, I had and they wouldn't. This is when it was still Thrifty Drugstore, not Rite Aid, and the explanation I was given was they were not going to go in to surgically repair it because, quote, I was not a professional athlete, end quote. And I was given exercises to do, and of course I did rehab. I did rehab religiously those 3 days a week. I would drive from my home in East LA down to Hollywood, Kaiser on Sunset to do my PT Monday, Wednesday, Friday for about 2 hours a day. And with the home exercises they gave me, a couple of years later, I just went for a regular checkup, and they were checking my knee, and I asked them to check, to see how my knee feels. And he's like, "Well, there's nothing wrong with your knee." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, your knee's fine. It's perfect." I said, "No, I have a torn PCL." And he's like, "No, I did just a preliminary check." I said, "No, I have a torn PCL. I tore it, in 1989, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Hold on." And he went in, actually I could feel him like really like digging in. And he's like, "Oh, you do have a torn PCL."
What a dumbass.
He's all, "You've strengthened your muscles so much." He goes, "I couldn't tell on just a,
Preliminary.
visual type of inspection of your knee." So
That's why no matter what, doctors still ask for your history. You would
Yep.
think they may be able to see it, but they don't. That's
exactly. So I built the muscles around it. So people out there that feel that physical therapy or at home exercises aren't worth it, trust me, guys, they are. Can't tell by the way I look now, but when I was younger and still able to play basketball on a regular basis, and I did play basketball. Let's see, I injured it, and I played maybe 7 to 8 months later. Very cautiously, I wore the brace religiously for about a year and a half, and then I just got tired of the brace. And I said, "Okay, let's see how it feels without the brace." And I stopped wearing it. So therapy does work, guys.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me that you did the religious. We're not being disrespectful, but you did your stuff religiously. And what we mean by that is you followed the rules, you did what was required. And yeah, because when I met Big Dog when Harry met Sally, when I met the Big Dog back in 1988, it was almost like this that we hit it off. Big Dog was a key associate at the time, professional. I showed up. He was one of the first ones I met there that day. He was working the register. And we just, okay, now I'm getting emotional. We just hit it off. Thank goodness that he was there.
He walked in. I was like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
Let's do the seventh
No,
story.
I'm just kidding.
he greeted me right away. He knew I was going to be there, and he said, "You need to go see the manager." And I forget who the manager was at the time.
Should have been Boyd, wasn't it?
Oh my God, that's right, it was Boyd.
Yeah, I was gonna say it should be Boyd.
Because then after Boyd, it was Shavira.
Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, that's when you guys stole him from us. God damn it! Gosh darn it!
Oh yes, going over back to the Commerce store. Yeah,
Yes.
they sent him over there because Greblo moved over to the new store over in El Monte. And
Yes.
yeah, that was an awesome store.
I remember. It was okay. I
The
remember
future
that
of
store.
retail. Well, I'm talking about the procedures that they had in place. It was nice,
yeah.
man. Yeah, no. But anyway, going back very quickly, I'm sure we can go back down the Thrifty timeline soon enough. But the issue is, did the team know? Did Brady know?
Yes. I
Okay.
will give you the article right now. It said Brady suffered the injury in the final season with the New England Patriots, and it gradually worsened during his first year in Tampa, according to the report. Brady, who was not listed on the injury report all season, underwent surgery to repair the knee in February, after, of course, leading the Bucs to the Super Bowl at age 43.
Did
Brady,
he keep it from the team?
that part it is not said. Let's see. Hold on.
Because Big Dog, if you think about it, if he has an MCL,
Here we go.
I don't know if he would have signed that contract with the Buccaneers.
Says Buccaneers quarterback coach Clyde Christensen said in June he believed Brady's knee injury last season was a nagging nuisance that affected him all season. So yes, they did know about it. Now
Okay.
they might not have known it was torn, but they knew there was a knee problem.
Okay, what a beautiful phrase. Nagging nuisance.
Yep.
Are we talking about a tiny little bruise right here in the shoulder, what some people, in the elbow, the forearm, which some people could call a stinger? Is that what he's saying his knee was? It was a nagging nuisance? Wow. Okay, if they knew something was up, I guess they're going to find out the actual, how much it was.
That goes from the quarterback coach Clyde Christensen. He says, quote, I don't think he was 100% last year. Christian said, relaying a conversation he had with Brady the morning after the Bucs won the Super Bowl. His quote, or close to a quote, was, "Hey, I'm gonna get my knee fixed up. I'm gonna be better next year, and you're gonna be excited about that." That's what Brady said to the quarterback's coach. It says Brady, who will turn 44 on August 3rd, wore a brace on his left knee during the Buccaneers Super Bowl parade. But wearing the brace is not uncommon for Brady, who also wears it when he goes golfing and doing other recreational activities. Because that is the same knee that he tore his ACL in week one of 2008.
Yeah. And he was done for the season that year.
Yeah, so that's why they're saying, that's why he wears a brace regularly whenever he does anything recreational.
Okay, folks, time out here. How the hell do you play on an MCL? How the hell?
I know, that's what I'm saying. This adds to the lore of his goatness.
Tanya, $10 to get it in an article. His goatness. Oh my God! If you write an article, Tanya, if you can get that word in there because you're a professional. Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
So would that be G period O period A period T period apostrophe ness?
We'll have to ask her. But Tanya, if you're up for it, the link is in the forum. So if you want to join us, you don't need a camera. You can do it off your phone. You just choose not to have a camera. But hey, go for it. You can do it off your phone, off your home computer. You just need a video camera. But you can still join us like Dream did, where there is no camera. Dream's with us almost all the time, but I understand that sometimes the connection is bad. But
he's just in the restaurant. He doesn't want to show the restaurant the noise and stuff. So He loves being on
Doesn't
camera.
wanna
Don't give me
show-
he
doesn't
loves
want to
being on
show
camera.
the noise.
He doesn't want to show the restaurant and the noise that goes along with it. But Dream loves being on camera. Don't give me that.
Of course he does. Oh, there we go. There we go. She's already
There we
done.
go.
Yep. Oh my god, that was funny, Big Dog.
See now my question. Now you are a more of a linguistics person than I, scorekeeper. Now, would you put an apostrophe between the T and the T and the N, or would you just leave it like that?
Oh, just like that. Yes,
Okay.
just like that. I don't think
Or maybe-
that phrase has been used before.
No, it's
I
never been
don't
used.
believe.
So I'm the first.
Look, I loved it when we heard my two choice words repeated. Remember when it gets on my nerves? I say, assoistic and with jackassity, being jackastic or jackassity. Those are my words, and I heard it repeated somewhere else, and I died laughing.
The
And the one that
jackassity
was jackassity.
Jackassity wasn't that Stephen A?
Yeah, but I've been using that word since high school.
No,
man,
I know,
and-
but I'm saying I believe he said that he has said that word before.
You know what? Maybe he was the guy because I didn't hear him when he said it, and I was told that
One of his,
the word was used.
It's usually when he goes on a rant, which is now a daily basis.
Okay, folks,
But,
jackassity is a scorekeeper word. It was invented in high school by me, and I was in Spanish class, and I told my fellow, I said, "Stop with that jackassity."
You should submit that to Webster's to add into the dictionary.
I should, because I used that program early on in NDB Media in 2008 or 2009. People were like, "What the hell is that?" And I defined it, and it was absolutely amusing. So the word is jackastic and assoistic. Those are two scorekeeper words, which, if I'm not mistaken, you used once or twice too yourself, Big Dog. It has its. You can get rid of like about 7 words by using that one. Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Tanya would know.
I didn't know that one. Okay. For goatness. Okay, but the way that Tanya wrote it, maybe not. It's subtle, but yeah. We've talked about the trademarks that we cannot use a specific NFL phrase, otherwise we have to pay them. So, and for purposes of elucidating the audience, there's a big word for you. It is Super Bowl. And Big Dog has made this very clear over the years, and he reminds us that notice that when everyone does a program, they don't use that phrase. Now, if they have a contract with the NFL, then they can use it, obviously, because the NFL wants to show off its thing. But
it's either the big
trademark.
game. Yeah, it's usually the commercial says, are you going to be watching the big game on Sunday?
Now, I know one of the pizza companies is associated with them, so they get to use it. Obviously, Fox does because they have their usual, and CBS does as well, and NBC. Well, I guess ABC does too. But
well, the four of them do because it rotates every year to a different. Every 4 years, you get it because it's CBS, NBC, ABC, and Fox. Those are the 4 networks, and it every year the Super Bowl goes to the different network.
But there are others that do not have an association, so they don't use it.
Yep, it's the big game. Or if you go to a bowl, maybe it'll be super. They've done that also, which of course is fine because it's not in the right order.
As a matter of fact, I think Big Dog did show us examples over the years of what others use. And that was one of his things. So we'll see. I actually found the YouTube O'Reilly breakdown, and I'm going to see if I can get that one uploaded and see if we can play it when he says, "We'll do it live! Do it live!" This was a Sonny Clark favorite, and I think we're going to do that because, as you all know, we did upload the beer commercial, which Big Dog did point out to me days before, but I did not see his post.
Yes. Yeah,
and Big Dog said, "Hey!"
Pretty
I
much.
posted this. I said, "Oh my god, it brought the tears to me eye." And Big Up said, "Hey, dumbass, I gave that one to you weeks ago."
It was like
It
3
wasn't
days
weeks
before. Yeah,
ago.
it
It
was
was,
like
yes.
3 days before. I was like, I posted this on a PM 3 days ago to you. Damn it.
And my thing was, "Oh my god, did you guys see this?" And Big Dog was like, "Dumbass." So it's not on this one right now because I'm going to upload it, but it was on, I believe, was it on our Monday Night America one? Let me see. I had to move over to that one. No, it's not. I think it's on the Nightmare Hunter one then. And the video. So we'll play it in a little bit. I think, yeah, the Budweiser commercial. I'm going to move that one over to this channel because I do want to play it because it runs about 2 minutes. This is what we're going to do for the break. But we'll play this one at the end on the outro or the outgo. So Tanya's like, "That's not what we call it, idiot."
All right, so back to the NBA Finals is after we talked about the
Our love affair with Tom Brady, dude.
And no, I don't have a love affair with Tom. I
Well,
very
it was an
begrudgingly
acknowledgement.
finally said yes, he is the GOAT. It was
And the
hard to
funny
do,
thing is,
but
I called him GOAT prior to this one. When he won 6, I finally stated GOAT. Hey, Tanya, Shohei Ohtani, the numbers he's starting to put up this year, look, they speak for themselves. But Tanya, I really got into it with, well, actually, I didn't get into it with anyone. I'm not going to waste my time with this word. But you've known me for several years. For me to give the moniker or the honorific of great, it doesn't happen. Pete Alonso winning the home run thing is not great.
2 years in a row.
Yeah, 2 years in a row. Great for me has to be great. And the thing with Shohei Ohtani is, and yes, it bugs me, and that's why I'm bringing it up again. Someone that I know stated that we're watching the greatest player right now because he's a two-way player.
No, we're not, because he the greatest player is injured right now. Sorry.
Oh, Trout. That's interesting. For me to say they are a great player, Tanya, oh my God, how many years have you been watching baseball? How many flash in the pans have we seen of players that do half a season or even a year of doing great things? And then they're a flash in the pan. They're done. Or they've had a monster year and then they're still around, but they don't continue that alleged greatness. The argument, the waste of time that I had with this individual was that they grew angry at me because I dismissed the player. And when the conversation happened, when he started to do well in April and May, the individual used the word great, and I said no. He's been hurt for all the years he's been. Let him put a year in, and then we'll see. Is he a great player? No. Well, that's very good, Tanya. She didn't want Alonso to win. That's pretty good. I wanted Ohtani to win. The guy's enjoying the season. See, now I'm PO'd myself because there's a lot to like, and now that the All-Star game has passed, you're halfway through, you can talk about this. But before it even happened, I'm not going to talk about it because I'm still mad about it. Some of the things that were written in the email, dude, you've been a baseball fan for 3 years, okay? And you're going to tell me who's great? First of all, that is subjective, it is arbitrary, and it is your opinion. And my answer to you was, let him put a year without injury together. But, wow. And that's why I'm wearing the Yankee colors now. Not because Tanya's here. Because she wears Mets. It's all good. We understand each other. But the words that were used in that email, I ended the program by saying, You thought that was funny? And even if you didn't, dude. So I'm not going to get into anything. For Tanya, is Ohtani great in your opinion? Because I do not put the title great to anyone unless they're in the Hall of Fame or they put a career or even several years. I didn't call Trout great, and I still... Okay, well, thank you, Tanya. she says yes.
I think when you asked me the question, I said
You said no.
I said no. I said the only thing I'll say is he's having a great first half of the season.
Yeah, and that wasn't a trick question. I just asked you, do you think he's great?
And the thing is I want to see what he does the second half of the season, especially how gassed he was at the home run derby. Because as we all know,
what happens. Yeah.
A lot of these players that go crazy in the home run derby where they hit 20, 30 home runs over the, however many rounds it is, all of a sudden the rest of the season, or at least maybe the first month and a half back into the season, they hit almost no home runs. And it's just going to be interesting to see what Shohei does the rest of the way.
Yeah, no doubt. Incredible.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't call it great.
I said, I say he's having a great first half of the season.
And I readily acknowledge that. It's just for me, the word great is thrown around so arbitrarily now. It's lost its...
I agree. Now, it could be the way some players, and I'm not saying this is going to happen with him, but it could happen. I mean, it could have happened where the players, all of a sudden, one season, the switch gets flipped, and all of a sudden they turn into this incredibly awesome player. Now, Ohtani's been around this is his fifth season, scorekeeper, fourth season. Okay, fifth season.
He's never put a complete year together.
Now, it could be, like I said, could be that the switch got flipped, and he finally got it. Some players it happens to where they go and they're just okay players or above average players that have incredible potential, and then all of a sudden it just comes and they just get it. Maybe that happened with Ohtani. We shall see in the years to come. But as of right now, he's having a great first half of the season. I want to see how he ends the season. And, I'm just enjoying the ride, myself being an Angel fan, since there's very little for us to be enjoyed upon. But what's that? I'm sorry. I didn't read it fast enough.
It's a good comment. I will tell you, Tanya, I still disagree with that. For me, a measure is 3 years I still wouldn't call them the greatest of all time for 3 years. Because look.
Oh, no.
Look at what Kirby Puckett did, okay, on a shortened career. What about Sandy Koufax? Theirs were shortened careers, okay? So it is intrinsic. That might not be the correct word, but it is. Well, yeah, it kind of is. Would you call?
No, would you call Sandy Koufax one of, if not the best left-handed pitchers?
I would actually call him one of the greatest pitchers of all time. I actually would.
Yeah.
Because his career numbers are there.
9 years?
I think it was 10.
Okay.
It was 10. And he was solid.
Yes.
We're talking about a guy that is doing very well this year, an incredibly exciting player. He looks like he's loving it and he's having a great time. And it's awesome that he is. But is he great? No.
He's on the path to greatness if he can keep this up.
Look, for you to call him maybe even the greatest, it's like, dude, you're basically saying, oh, future Hall of Famer. Oh my God, you know what? I've lost my mind and I am equating the two. When kids call these guys future Hall of Famers, these are the kids that didn't have brothers and sisters growing up. These are the kids that always have to get mama's attention. These are the apron stringers because they're holding onto the aprons. And these are the ones that spoil movies for you. These are the ones that have to be out in front. These are the ones that have to do this. They're the ones that try to ruin everything. You haven't even seen the movie, and they're like, oh, dude, wait till Waste Mandu lops off Jango Fett's head. It's like, thanks, kid. So these are the ones, and honestly, my opinion of people calling these guys future Hall of Famers, it's because they have nothing to say. And they've heard everyone else. These are the very same ones that say the Mariano Riveras of the world. These are the very ones. But the big dog is the only one that got it right. Please, would you replay the moment? And I'll act it out as well. Remember, because you said it, I'm like, whoa. And then it was funny.
Because I mean, we were talking basketball, and the way Scorekeeper likes to stick Star Trek in at least once a week, I try and get him mad by saying the whoever's of the world. So yeah, so I think we were talking, and I said something equated something to like the Phil Jacksons of the world, and he just went off, and he was like, who can you tell me that you know that they're the Phil Jacksons of the world? Who else is like him? Who?
About? Yeah, who is this so and so of the whatever? And I did it with Mara, and you know what? Everyone used to do it. Even Sonny Clark, that rat bastard. Cuervo, that rat bastard. They all did it. Even Brian, that rat bastard. They all caught on because before the video. Oh, hopefully the big dog will be joining us in a moment. But they saw it. They saw my reactions, and they just got a kick out of it. They could hear me stewing. So, not wanting to belabor this any further, whenever they say something like that, I'm like, who is this other person? So Big Dog set me up early in the program.
Yep, and I came in and I said, when he kept saying who, and I said, well, you have Stan Van Gundy, you have the Van Gundys.
Well, first of all, he said the Van Gundys of the world. I'm like, hey,
oh, that's right, yeah.
And I was like, and then Big Dog was like, there is two of them. And I was like, yeah, you're right on that one. And it was hilarious because the Big Dog saying, well, what about the Van Gundys of the world? And I instantly, I was like the dog asleep, and here's a little twig. It was funny. It was hilarious. But Gridiron Girl does say, yeah, we did talk about this earlier, which was really super cool. But, folks, I'm not going to grant him that because I don't believe the person has even earned it. They're having a phenomenal season. Duh! I'm not blind. I am actually hurt by what was put in that email, what was said about me, about my knowledge of baseball, my belief, my opinion of that comment, how I was compared to savages and animals. I was called an asshole. This is by someone who I know and I've known for years. And I still am stewing about it because I've never, ever insulted anyone in that manner. I never, folks, you've known me. When my team wins, I don't brag. I don't rub it in anyone's face. As a matter of fact, Big Dog knows the man that I admired most in basketball, even though he messed around a little bit and it sucked, but he paid the price, James Worthy. James Worthy was so good, so damn, he knows what I'm talking about. James Worthy was so good that when he burns you, he still didn't put it in his face. When he did the slam dunks, he didn't do the slam dunk in the way other people do, for show. He would burn you, and you knew you were burned, and he never rubbed it in your face. The guy was better than you, and he was never a dick to you. If you pissed him off, he might give you a little bit of attitude, because I saw him pissed, slamming in the guy's face one time, but they were going at it all game, all right? That's different, because I've done that on the court or on the field. But, folks, I love the teams that I do, and I wear the Yankees more because everyone hates them. Am I a Dodger? Oh, of course I am. But it's a lot more fun being a Yankee. Gridiron Girl gave me a Dodger cup, which I still have at work and I drink my coffee out of. Come on, man. I'm a Yankee and I drink out of a Dodger cup. Cut it out.
Is that why you're always saying your coffee tastes sour?
I didn't think about that. I'll leave it at that for there. I'll leave it there. And I'm an Angel fan because I go to the Angels. One time I went to an interleague, and I think I had my Dodger jacket and Angel cap. And the guy who took my ticket said, "What the hell's the matter with you?" This was the Angel attendant. You know they can't say that because someone would get offended. And whatever, big dog. She got it. So I thought it was funny.
What did you tell the guy?
I said, "I won't lose."
Oh,
and he was like, "Yeah, whatever."
I would have said, well, because you had the Dodger jacket and Angel cap.
Yeah.
You could have said, well, my heart belongs to the Dodgers, but my brain is always with the Angels.
Okay, see, now you were much quicker on that one. It was so funny because I wasn't expecting it, and it was so raw. But I loved what he said. He says, "What the hell's the matter with you?" Attendants would get fired for that today.
What would have been funnier is if you would have had a Yankee T-shirt on.
Oh, good God. That would have been, yep. That would have been damn funny. But look, folks, I am a baseball fan first and foremost. I've been on the losing side, and I've been on the winning side. I don't rub it in other people's faces because I don't like to have it rubbed in mine. That's the number one reason. I've told you the story of my coworker, Victor Novello, in 1996. Oh, my God. He rubbed it in everyone's face. But in the World Series, when the Yankees were down 2-0, as he was leaving on a Friday, I said, "Hey, Victor, a moment." He turned around. He says, "Yeah, Victor, thanks for not being a dick." What do you mean? Dude, you rub it in everyone's faces, and you're not rubbing it in mine, and the Braves are up 2-0. And he turned around and he says, "You know why? Because it's the Yankees." I was like, wow. And sure enough, they came back to win 4 in a row. And I did not say a word. Did not say a word to him because I learned back then in 96, and I knew before, don't be a dick about it. And when people rub it in other people's faces, it's just being a dick. And that's why I don't do it.
And I'm pretty much the same way, except for the Clippers. I think
Reds, Reds.
Scorekeeper will I'm pretty sure say yes, it's true. I will throw dirt on the grave of the Clippers faster than anyone else, even more so over the Celtics. I will give the Celtics more credit than I will the Clippers. And I think Scorekeeper will attest to that. That for whatever reason now, the Clippers are now the team that I hate. Now I always have a conundrum when the Clippers play the Celtics because usually every single time it happens, it only happens twice a year, but every time it does, I usually post on Facebook saying, I don't know what to do, guys. Can a game actually be lost by both teams? Because I don't pick a win. I don't, But anyways, actually, that's a good segue. There was Clipper news this week, guys, and it was exactly what I thought it was, and I think I talked about it. I said what it probably was, and it came out to be true. Mr. Kawhi Leonard, it was revealed that he had knee surgery this past week on that injured leg. That I believe it was his right knee. Excuse me. It was his injured right leg, and he did have a partially torn ACL. So they had to go in and surgically repair that. Now, when the injury first happened, I said it was probably an ACL injury or PCL, MCL. I said it was one of those because all he was dribbling down, and he just got a little shoulder bump. And when he landed, he immediately started limping. And if it wasn't an Achilles tendon that tore right then and there, because they immediately said it was a knee injury, so I said, okay, the Achilles is fine. The way because of the way that bump was, I knew it was a knee injury, significant knee injury, and the fact that he never came back. So he had the surgery to repair that. I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was Tuesday. The very concerning part is they said no timetable is expected for his return. That is very, very odd, since supposedly it wasn't a major tear. Who just came in?
My youngest. I asked her to come over and say hi. There she is. There's my little one.
What's up,
There's
Gmo?
Gmo. There's Gmo. So, hey, Mija, how
All
was the
messed
movie
up.
yesterday? How was the movie yesterday? Did you forget about it already?
No, I was like, which one did we watch?
There's the indictment of the movie.
No, it's because
Tournament of Champions.
Oh, I'm sorry. The last thing I remember was Bad Batch. Sorry.
Oh, because we saw Bad Batch later.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was the last thing I remember yesterday.
Mija, I want to do a Thursday night program.
I remember.
So yeah, we're gonna be talking about it. But anyway, she just came over to say hi. She sent me a text message because she's gonna go over to the market. So that's why I was looking down for a moment, and I was giving her a few other items. If you would, let's get the chips, get whatever else I asked you to do, and
Gmo, get him
bread.
some Imodium. Get him some Beano, and some Pepto Bismol.
I'm not Imodium, Beano, and Pepto Bismol.
Pepto.
She's being funny. Mija, would you show your purse that's on your backpack? Because we do have a few other. Oh, look, Gridiron Girl saying hi, Gmo.
Oh no! You showed it before.
Yeah, but this is a different audience.
Oh, sorry.
Check it out. This is her Zelda bag. This is really
I remember that
cool.
one.
We've shown it on the Nightmare Hunt. Forgive me, Mija. I know I shouldn't be doing this. She's got the matching stuff, and the thing is, this did not come with this, did it?
They were separate, but it was the same. What is it? Same line or whatever?
Yeah, same line.
Yeah.
This is so cool, guys.
Of course.
This is really neat.
They never give you stuff on the higher end stuff. They never.
Oh, they
give
never
you
make it
group.
easy.
No,
Yeah.
you always have to buy them separately. You kidding?
Tanya wants to know, is that a lounge fly bag?
No, it's considered more of a tote.
It's more of a tote. But it is awesome. Check it out. It is really neat. It's Danielle Nicole. It is really cool. Am I a tad envious? Only because she has the collector's items? Yes. But would I use it? Oh, hell no. But it is still cool. The
But
colors are awesome. Now,
It's pretty fun.
Go ahead, Big Dog.
It's pretty funny. I was just gonna say it's pretty funny that she has a tote and you too.
Big Dog says it's very funny that you have a tote and I toot. Let me tell you, ever since the diverticulitis, I don't. As a matter of fact, it has helped a great deal. But I did make a mistake last week when I went to the games. But Gmo and I are going to be watching more movies together, and we're going to be doing that. And already I showed you how much money we've saved. Gmo has gone to see 2 movies with me now, and it's full price. She already spent $29, and I've spent, as I mentioned, more than that. I've spent $43.50, and for the month, the plan is $23.50. So if you even go twice, you're ahead of the game. And we're booked for the next 3 weeks, huh?
I think so.
Because I know next week we're going to watch the Disney movie.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see Old. Well, I want to see Old.
Mm.
That's the one about the beach where on the preview it says.
Oh, the M. Night Shyamalan?
Yes. Okay, Tanya says, love it. It looked like a design lounge fly would make.
See, I think it is, but they labeled it as a tote. So.
Oh, okay. Tanya, there you go. She says she thinks it is, but labeled it as a tote. So it is really cool, the stuff that she gets. Now, when we go out, obviously I have to mess things up because I go with Harry Potter or I go with the USS Iowa. But I am looking for a cap. Maybe we should go to Frankincense today. We can go in the afternoon, and we'll see. But I appreciate that, Tanya. Actually, because I knew both of you girls were in here, that's why I wanted to show that one off. But she is a hardcore one. Matt, on yesterday's program, showed me the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have that one yet, do you?
I don't have the sword shield combo. I have the sword standalone from
Yes.
a specific series.
Yes. So we're going to be showing that. There's a good chance that when we start Thursday's program, that Gridiron Girl and Tanya may be joining us for the programs on Thursday night. So we'll see.
Gotcha.
I know Gridiron's like, whoa, what the hell? I'm like, I already committed you, woman. So we'll see. But anyway, do appreciate it, folks. We are going to go and continue. We're entering our third hour. Big Dog, do you have anything else you want to go over? Because we haven't talked NBA.
No, well, just the Kawhi Leonard thing. We kind of got off that one. So there is no timetable for his return, which, as I said, it's a little disconcerting that they won't even say 7 to 9 months or 12 months, and if he comes back sooner, they absolutely said there is no timetable for his return. Now, don't forget, guys, he can opt out of his contract this year. So, and everybody's expecting him to do that. So, especially with it being said that there's no timetable for his return, if he goes free agent, I truly believe that this is going to affect his free agency unless he already knows that he's going to opt out and then just re-sign with the Clippers, which is what everybody's expecting to happen, but you never know. The fact, though, with this injury and no timetables for his return, I don't know if a team that has the money to afford him is going to want to take a chance at what if it's a Kevin Durant story where you lose that first year of him because he just doesn't come back for an entire year.
This may be a Clippers ploy to keep other teams from signing him.
Could be. But as I said, that of course is if he in fact does go free agent. I have to find out when the date is that he has to opt in or opt out of his contract.
Yeah, it's coming up. I know that we don't have any real Green Bay Packers news on Aaron Rodgers. Everyone's been quiet.
There was Packers news, though.
Yes.
That they've lost because of the pandemic. They lost over their revenues plummeted 27%. So it says the Packers reported $409.8 million in expenses and $371.1 million in revenues. That's the first time since 2000 the team has spent more money than it has brought in.
Yeah, that's significant. But I believe it is temporary. Trust me, for what they're charging at these events now, it's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
But
especially, too, with the Green Bay Packers that have a 30-year wait list to join for season tickets.
Yeah. I don't think the NFL is really in that bad of a shape. Individual teams are going to have issues, but when you consider the NFL contract, which is what I was talking about earlier, in 2017, the NFL generated a profit of $255 million per team league-wide. That was in 2017. They can weather this, even losing seasons.
Yeah. It's just a fact that for the first time in maybe ever, they had a bad year because of the pandemic because there were no fans. So all the billionaires are actually taking a little bit of a loss, which I'm pretty sure with their, six-figure tax people that they have working for them are going to turn it into a plus one way or the other.
I have no comment.
Yeah, exactly. So like as you said, in 2017, each team made $255 million on the average. So, it went up in 18, most likely went up in 19. So they had 1 year where they were either stagnant or maybe, as in the Packers went down 27%.
Which is significant because those are revenues directly based from the games.
Yes.
What the NFL, and now, I cut you off, Big Dog, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
It was league-wide revenues, the money, the television contracts, all that stuff. Now, the Cowboys and not the Yankees because we're talking about baseball now, but the Cowboys and the Yankees own one of the largest firms that provides food to stadiums. They got smart. So they have yet another revenue stream. But whereas the Cowboys lost were the suites and the attendance because, like them or not, Cowboys always draw very well.
Oh, yeah.
So they're like Minnesota in that. Or Green Bay, sorry.
Yeah, and with, I understand that, like I said, they were down 27%. They still took in, with no fans, pretty much the entire year. they still took in $371 million. Yes, I know they had expenses of 409.8 or essentially $410 million. And that probably was a lot because of all the protocols they had to go through, all the extra stuff they had to implement, all the new things they had to buy, so on and so forth. But still, as I said, $371 million, and they pretty much didn't have fans all year. That's pretty damn good, considering.
I wish I could turn these hundreds into millions, because then I would have an equal amount, but I can't.
But
Damn.
any sports franchise is a moneymaker, because even if you buy in at today, say you're able to buy a franchise today, and you're overpaying most likely because you're going to be the highest bidder because you're going to pay over, like Steve Ballmer did.
Oh yeah, he's okay.
Well, yeah, he's the ninth richest man in the world or something.
Well, I mean, the Clippers are bringing in money. There's no doubt.
Well, the thing is, though, the Clippers finally caught up to the amount he paid, because I believe I did valuations about a month ago where I did the valuations for all the teams, and he paid, I believe, $2.2 billion at the time when they were only valued at about, I think, $800 or $900 million.
Yeah,
so he overpaid by a lot.
He overpaid. There's still no doubt about that.
And I believe, as I said, I believe he paid $2.2 billion, and I believe now this year or this past year, when Forbes came out with the list just a couple of months ago, that they are now valued at $2.4 billion. So it took took about 5 years to catch up, but now if he were to sell the team, of course, and if he sells, it's probably going to sell for $3 billion, because it's not going to sell for. As I said,
because this is still the Clippers.
True, but as I said, and just to get your foot in the door, to be, as far as NBA is concerned, one of only 30 people in a group, or same thing with the NFL, only one of 32. Major League Baseball, only one of 30. I mean, that's a very select group, or conglomerate that's in there, to be able to say, I own X, So of course you overpay, because it's a bidding war. It's just like when you try and buy a house. They're going to take the best. They're going to take the best offer.
I own the Eagle Moss NX01 from the alleged 5th season. My ego is overflowing, and as you can all see, all my other Star Trek ships up there too. So, but yes. My egomaniacal ways. I own this ship. Yeah. That's the closest I'm ever going to get.
Next year, if you don't join me at Con, I will have to call you at the Eagle Moss table, because they have an Eagle Moss that's probably about 20, 30 tables, and they have all the Star Trek, all Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars, you name it, they're all there, and I would have to see what you would want.
I would love for you to take pictures, yes. But folks, oh my God, it's escaping me. What was I going to say? It looks like the convention will be in July of next year. I cannot believe, I shouldn't even say this, but I'm going to. We've been offered 26,000 square feet, a full run of the convention center at the hotel. I'm not going to say the hotel, because then, I get in trouble. Beetlejuice. So, that was stupid. It looks like it's going to happen for the rate that we're going to get. We're being offered the entire convention center for a day and a half. Friday evening, and all day Saturday. So it looks like there's going to be a convention in Springfield, Missouri. And we're moving forward on it. This is crazy. So,
and that's a Simpsons convention, right? Since it's in Springfield?
Son of a witch. I didn't think about that. Yeah, could very well be. There's going to be more news on it moving forward, because we're going to be making this happen. And the deals that were being offered, my jaw dropped. So it looks like I was asking Gmo, do you want to go with me to Missouri in early July for about 4 or 5 days?
So we'll be early July, not end of July?
possibly early July. The anniversary to the Ragnarok Rising is about July 12th. So we're going to be right in there. And
Yeah,
it's
that's
really exciting.
that's safe.
Yeah, it is really neat. So we'll see.
Because Con
At the end of the month.
San Diego Comic Con, I believe, is going to be the 24th or 25th, I believe.
Yeah, which is either the third or fourth weekend
Okay.
of the month. But it's
Yeah.
okay. We'll see.
Yeah, usually it's the third.
We debated having it during Comic Con because it doesn't
No.
matter. No, I'll tell you why. The people that are going to Comic Con are not going to go to anything else, and vice versa. The people that couldn't go to Comic Con could possibly go there. So
I understand that, but as I explained to you, though, the authors and writers and artists that would be going to yours are they? What do you mean? No, they have horror. They have horror. They have sci-fi. They have a huge sci-fi section at Comic Con now. I mean, it takes up a substantial area of Comic Con. Their sci-fi
yes, it does.
part.
But the reason is they would go there. They would not be going there. But anyway, yes,
Okay.
It looks like it's going to be happening. Now this changes everything, and it does open up a lot of avenues. I'm going to contact a friend of NDB Media, and I'm going to find out how much he's going to charge us to go there. I'm going to ask him straight out. I'm not going to say his name; it's not fair. But you know him from Star Trek Enterprise. He's been on with us. I already let it go. I'm just going to tell him, dude, we're going to be doing this. We don't know any better. We're a bunch of rubes. He's a good guy. I'm sure he's going to offer us a fair price. Can we meet it? We'll see. But it's going to be exciting. We'll see. Anyway, all right. Really off topic. What else do you have, Big Dog? Because my youngest, I guess, she does want me to go with her. We're going to go shopping.
Okay, so we'll make it quick then. Okay, so as I said with Kawhi, what's your? We never got your thoughts on Kawhi Leonard.
I am disappointed that he's hurt. I don't like seeing players hurt unless they're Reds fans, and I don't care otherwise.
And even then, you don't like it.
I don't. Look, the thing that affected me the most is when Big Dog and I were doing the California Quake, the play-by-play, and we picked up on it right away. It didn't matter who it was. When one of the girls went down, the entire field went down to one knee, and they would stay down until she was up, whether she was taken out the field or got back into the game. And we saw that every game, everywhere that they were on. And you don't want to see someone hurt. Because look, folks, if the best player is against you, you want to kick that player's ass. You want to win. You want them on the field. And you don't want the other fans say, oh, well, had we had Kawhi Leonard healthy, yeah, it just gets old. You want everyone healthy. Because you want to beat the best. That's what it's about. I am bummed. I think it's more of a ploy. Big Dog, we know the type of injury. Okay? It's almost... It's pretty much done. Even the worst one, at most, takes 18 to 24 months. That's not a strange thing. They can come back within a year. But 24 months...
Look at Klay Thompson. You know, he missed, so.
And Durant being older did come back quicker. I thought he should have been out 18 months or more. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate it. I'll put more details up in the forum.
See you, Tanya.
But
Thanks
hopefully
for
we
joining us.
can. Yeah, I thank you. Yeah, you were on with us quite a bit today. I thank you, Tanya. And again, congratulations. And I'm so happy what you're doing, and in your life as well. You got it going, girl. Good job. Kudos to you. So
that's been happening. As far as USA basketball, we'll get back to the finals in a moment. But with USA basketball, they got hit with the COVID bug, so to speak, and Bradley Beal was taken off the team. He contracted it here, and so they replaced him, and they replaced him with. I don't have it. Can't remember the gentleman's name. Kevin Love also bowed out. Keldon Johnson is replacing Bradley Beal. So that is a significant amount of points that you're going to be losing. And even more so, Kevin Love, who is past his prime, but can still score. He can still put the ball in the bucket. And he pulled out yesterday or day before yesterday. He pulled out, citing a lingering calf injury that he can't seem to shake. So he got pulled off, and they replaced him with JaVale McGee. Now, JaVale, as great as he is a mainly defensive guy. He is not a scorer. And in the Olympics, as we all know, they don't play very much defense until you get down to the last couple of minutes. And usually JaVale's not in the game at the end. JaVale's only going to get you, 8 or 12 points if you're lucky. And that's going to be at the beginning of the game or whatever. So it's a significant drop again, losing Kevin Love's. Kevin, even though he's older, he can still put in 20, 30 points at any given time, any given day he shows up. He can get hot. He can definitely get you 20 every single night. You're not going to get that from JaVale McGee. I love JaVale. I loved him on the Lakers. But he's not an offensive guy. So they lost a lot of firepower leaving for the Olympics. They're going to even, I think, rely more heavily on Kevin Durant, when they start playing, although they do have reinforcements coming because you have, Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns, and I can't remember who on the Bucks is also heading over. So there is some firepower coming in, but these guys have not played at all with USA Basketball. So you're throwing, two guys that just come off of playing, probably it's going to go at least 6 games, possibly 7. We'll get to what about the Lakers?
I don't know. He knows you're a Laker fan. He knows I thought he was a Laker fan, but we'll see. Very quickly, I do want to give 2 shout-outs. Joshua Dalton and Luis Noriega. Thank you. So we're good. Please finish up, Big Rob.
Now, so we'll have to wait and see. As I don't know if Scorekeeper had heard about it or read about it, but for the first time, I think ever in USA Basketball history, they lost 2 essentially pickup games, but warm-up games. They lost 2 in a row, and that had never happened. In fact, the first loss when they did lose to, I believe it was Nigeria, that was their first loss in a game.
Ever?
No, that was their first loss in like 19 years, 24 years. It's an outrageous amount. And then, of course, they went out and lost to Australia 2 days later. Then I forgot who they played then afterwards. I think it was Puerto Rico or something 2 days later, and they, of course, wiped the floor with them. They were not going to have a third loss. They won by, I think, 34, 35 points. Ooh. But there's a problem. There's a problem there.
Yeah, this might just be a good team as opposed to what they've sent to the Olympics in prior years.
And that's what they've talked about,
As a matter of fact, the Olympics do open next Friday. So I think by Saturday, we're going to have the calendar of events, or I may post it on the Facebook page. But when you look at the talent that's still going to the Olympics, folks.
Tickets are available, by the way.
They're funny. Oh, he is not a Laker fan, so okay. Well, hey, look, I know he meant hell no, but if instead of hell, he put Nell. So if he misspells Roger by putting Rodger, okay.
Who are you a fan of, Lewis?
He's a Raider fan.
Well, no, basketball wise.
I don't know.
He's not a Laker fan. I can respect that.
I don't.
I can even respect.
He's a Yankee fan in baseball.
I can even respect it if he is a Celtic fan, somewhat.
No.
But I'm gonna have to run him over if he's a Clipper fan. Sorry.
That's a little unfair, knowing the conditions. So be nice.
That's why I said it, because he won't get away. Because I can actually catch him in my condition. I can actually catch up with him.
You're a dick.
I know. Yes, I am.
But as a matter of fact, my brother did get all over me this week and say, "Hey, what about the trip to
Ooh.
the crater?" He did, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay." Once he's where he needs to be in a few weeks, I think we're going to be talking about going to the crater
Okay.
in Arizona. So we're looking forward to that. Lewis, what's your basketball team?
So in other
Not
basketball
be a
news,
basketball fan. He may not.
yeah, he might not be, which is fine. Like Matt. Matt's not a basketball fan whatsoever. Although I find it funny that all his stories always seem to steer back to wrestling.
Yes, and he is not a basketball
Okay,
fan.
I
Yeah,
can respect that.
I think my brother might be more of a wrestling fan, but that's neither here nor there.
The Washington Wizards are offering the head coaching position to Denver Nuggets assistant Wes Unseld Jr.
Take it.
So that'll be a good pickup. Now we'll have to, of course, wait and see if Bradley Beal and or Russell Westbrook stays with the team. We will see on that one.
Take it.
Also, Damian Lillard finally came out and acknowledged all the rumors that have been going around, because he has been very tight-lipped about it. Said if he has anything to say, he will talk to management personally. He says he's not gonna do any of the media stuff in front of the camera. That business. If you want to conduct business, he said, you conduct it with who is in charge, which is the way you're supposed to do it.
Yep.
So
he's not a wrestling fan.
okay. So the rumors had been around that of course he's being heavily recruited by the Lakers, by Miami, by New York, and that he had requested a trade was the rumor out there. So he finally got fed up yesterday and announced it was in the before it was for the US Team USA. He's on Team USA. So in interviews, they brought it up. So he finally put it out there and said, "You know what? I have not requested a trade. If that were to happen, which I'm not saying is going to happen, but I wouldn't put it out to the public. That is between management and myself. I've said that before, and that is all I'm going to say about this subject." And he ended it. That is the way you're supposed to do it, guy. If you're a professional athlete, you don't need the media to do this. All that does is throw chum in the water for the sharks. So I love the way Lillard's doing it. He wants, if anything he needs done, he's going to go to management, and he has said so that he'll go to the general manager, he'll go to ownership, whoever he needs to go to. But he says he's not going to play this out in the media.
Good.
So, the finals have been going great. I find it a little. I'm a little angry that it took 7 days to only play 2 games.
I've commented about that before.
Yes, and I do not like the fact. I understand when you're traveling from Phoenix to Milwaukee or wherever you're traveling, you get the extra day. You get 2 days. But between games 3 and 4, they gave them 2 days off. I did not understand that one.
They were doing it Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, right? Several years ago.
Yes.
I don't know why they didn't stick to that, but whatever.
So, we were all talking to how great Phoenix was, how great they looked, and scorekeeper and myself both said, they haven't gone back home. Haven't gone back to Milwaukee yet. Milwaukee, did the same thing before, and then they turned it around, and sure as damn enough, Game 3 was a blowout by Milwaukee. Game 4 was, and how did I say this? Phoenix didn't play to win. They played not to lose.
Wow.
And anybody that's played any type of game, basketball, baseball, hockey, football, know what I mean by that. When you don't play to win, that you're playing not to lose, that's usually when you lose the game, because you're playing too conservative, you're too nervous. And I saw that in Phoenix. They had that 9-point lead, and little by little, it started dwindling away. Yes, Booker was in foul trouble, and he was taken out. But the team should be able to hold on to that 9-point lead. When Devin Booker came back in the game, they still had the lead, but you could feel the momentum had shifted completely to the other side. And Milwaukee turned around, and it was a dogfight the last about 3.5 to 4 minutes, back and forth, to finally the final minute. Milwaukee was hitting their shots. Phoenix was not making their shots, and they were fouling to try and do a foul, and hopefully the other team would miss their foul shots, and they didn't. So that's why the game was a 9-point win or a 10-point, whatever it was. It wasn't that much of a win. It should have been a 2-3 point win. That's how close it was. It was a close game that Phoenix should have won and be coming home for tonight's game up 3-1. Now they're in a dogfight. I have always said, people always say it's game 3. I always say it's game 4 is the most important game of the series, because you are either up 3-1 or you let the other team back in, and now it's a 3-game shootout. No matter whether it's baseball or basketball. To me, game 4 is the most important game. Bye, Gridiron Girl.
Thank you, Gridiron Girl. Yeah.
Go Dodgers.
I agree, Big Dog. It's a shame. It felt that way to me, too. It should have been, but because I don't know if you saw my reaction, but when you said they were playing not to lose,
you knew exactly what I was talking about. Yep, you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Exactly what you meant. I couldn't enunciate that earlier, and yeah, it was there.
And I'm a little concerned about Chris Paul. I think he's damn Maz. I think he's tired because from game 6 of the Western Conference Finals to game 4 of the finals, his production has gone steadily down. I think it was 37 points, and it was 29. Then it was 22. Then I think it was 18. And this last game, he only scored 10 points, and had very crucial timed turnovers at the end of the game.
And with the extra days off.
Yes, with the extra, he had an extra day off on top of that. So they play tonight. I believe it is on at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that one out. I'm watching tonight.
The line is Suns by, I believe, 4.5. So that might be the biggest line of the entire series, because I think everything's been 2 and 3 points every time they've played either side. So we'll see. I'm still picking the Suns to win it, but man, the Bucks are just, they're showing up. I mean, have you been watching the games, Scorekeeper?
Yes, I saw the last one, and I saw game 1 as well.
And the thing is the Milwaukee Bucks are playing it smart. They are trying to pull up I want to see the box score real quick. They're keeping Giannis in, but Giannis is not the focal point at the end of the game, because they know how bad of a free throw shooter he is. Now, he did very good free throw shooting in game 4, where he shot 11 of 18, 61%, which is a dramatic increase from what he's been shooting. But the thing is, with their guy that they've been going to, of course, is Chris Middleton. He is just showing up. He's hitting timely shots. And, of course, Holiday is also contributing greatly. But it's great that Middleton is taking on that, role of being the guy to go to when they need a shot. He has a great mid-range game, and they couldn't stop him. He only scored, as I said, 11, but it sure as hell seemed like he scored a lot more than that, because he scored them in crucial times, and you need to do that. So I think he's been the guy. I think if they actually win the title, it'll be Middleton that'll be named MVP, not Giannis. Now, of course, Giannis in Game 3 had that monster block that everybody's talking about. That it's going to be in highlight reels or low light reels, depending if you're a DeAndre Ayton or not. But it'll be in the highlight reels for years and years to come. But I
all
truly
the games
believe
I saw, I didn't see that one.
Oh, really? Oh,
I saw
man.
it after the fact.
Yeah, it was right at the end of the
Yeah.
game, crucial point. Aiden was going up for a two-handed dunk, and Giannis just came in and got it. I mean,
Yeah. I wish I would have seen that live.
it was beautiful.
Yeah.
You know,
That was my
as I
fault.
said before, I have no dog in this fight. I'm just enjoying it, but I'm still hedging towards the Suns, but it's a lot closer now after seeing these last two games. I will not be surprised if it goes 7 at all.
We'll see. All right, fair enough. Big Dog, is there anything else? Because I gotta go.
Yeah, I know. You gotta call
I
Matt
apologize.
gotta call Matt to get his wrestling in.
Sure. All right. Well, folks, we're gonna let it go for now. Big Dog, I will be in contact. Thank you, and call you in a little bit. And for everyone else, folks, I'm going back to it. The only reason why I switched over here, we're gonna call it. Big Dog, take us away, and I'm gonna go to the video right after.
All right, guys. Have a safe weekend. Don't drink and drive. If you do drink, please call Uber, call a friend, call Lyft, call somebody. Just don't get behind the wheel. Have a great weekend and be safe.
We'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.
Good afternoon. In less than a week, we hope to fire up our grills and launch one of the biggest 4th of July celebrations in the history of the United States. The United States. Those words have new meaning for us all today. And whether you drive a pickup or a hybrid, you live in the heartland or on the coast, or whether you pronounce it America or Murica, we're all Americans. Seldom on the same page, but reading from the same book. On holidays, anyway. Perhaps it's fate that this 4th of July, we gotta once again come together to lend a hand to those less fortunate whose fate still lies in the balance. We're fighting for freedom for all, not from alien invaders. From separation. From being cooped up while baking bread and ignoring basic hygiene. The time has come for us to get fresh, gather the crew, and eat veggie and meat burgers till we sweat. And then, let's work together towards a future where everyone can come to the party. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will fill the sky with so much light and freedom, this thing will rue the day it ever messed with us. Together, we celebrate our Independence Day. Go forth, America.